Yo, 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 welcome back for another stream, another day in the week. And we're still streaming the um Elden Ring challenge that we did yesterday. Whip only run. It's going weirdly. It's going like it's very easy. Some bosses have been easier, I guess. Some other bosses have been harder. Uh, I don't know. I expected it to be a little different, but it's still like fine. Also, apparently I cannot press the left button on the mouse, and I just noticed I'm almost reaching 300 hours in this game. Usually it's like, I don't know. For some people it's going to be a lot. For some people will think that I have like 3 times as many hours. But still, we were here at Lendel. We had actually a pretty good couple of tries against Margit. But I guess we have to... We didn't take the shackle yet, so I guess we'll take that one and come back in. Seems like the best idea, honestly. Hi to everyone who's coming in chat. And in case you weren't here yesterday, yeah, the challenge is basically that. Only whips. We have one good whip, the Oslo's one, that you can get by killing the Allos at the beginning of the game. So that's cool. And we'll have the other Oslo whip after we beat Morgoth, so we'll have to... And I think they are the two best ones in the game. Not like 100% sure on it, but I think they're pretty good. Also, like, there are 5 whips in the game, so it's not like we have a huge choice, honestly. I've been basically not using any skills aside from Bloodhound Step, because I spammed them in the previous run, so I was like, maybe I won't use as many of them. But I guess we could. If it becomes like a lot harder... wow. If it becomes a lot harder, we'll rely on them for sure. Yeah, hard fight. Now I'm scared that I'll one-shot kill Patches. So I'll probably just attack Patches with one whip. Also, yeah, I started a little earlier today. Because I think I'll have to end stream at like 6:30, maybe. Honestly, I usually always want to start... I always want to start at 3. And then I always, like, forget that I have to do something. Or I'm, like, too sleepy, so I have to wake myself up a bit before streaming. But yeah, 3 should be, like, the ideal starting time. Oh, he's got a good amount of health. Yeah, you're probably right. It's always... Like, I'm always a bit scared that you get a bad crit or a blood loss proc and stuff. At the wrong moment and he dies. But yeah, okay, he does not take a lot of damage. Okay, easy, easy, easy. Juicy double golden rune. Also, we didn't go to the Volcano Manor yet, so he should still be here, I think. I hope we don't have to chase him around in Liurnia. Might be. Might be, actually. And I quit out. It takes less time to... Takes less time to actually reset the area. And enemies won't chase us inside here if we quit out. He might not be here, though. Oh no, okay, easier, easier. And it's 5k for the... Oh, he says those two. 5k for the shackle. Okay. I don't remember how many runes these runes give. Okay. Okay, so with the shackle we should be able to do it, to do Margit, I think, pretty easily. Just because we almost beat him twice without the shackle. So, like, should be easier. But we'll see, actually. And I still don't have a talisman slot. I mean, I guess... No, I will never do a guard counter, though. I don't know, I feel like we are missing something. Yeah, also always forget about the shackle. Oh, you came back from school at 4 p.m? Yeah, it's... I mean, it probably depends on, like, what's, like, the norm at your school, but, yeah. Not fun. Thankfully, I'm not in school anymore. But, yeah, those things could be rough. Especially when you had to, like, come home at, I don't know, 5, 6 p.m. and it was already dark. Not fun. I'm waiting to use the shackle because I like to use it when he does the attack when he summons a bunch of swords that fly down. But maybe it's a mistake. No stamina? It's fine. I mean, will shackle is almost at half HP. 2, 3 for free? Okay. I mean, the shackle won't work anymore. There was like a not pleasant pattern of explosions, so I could not get in like as fast as I would have liked to, but it's fine. The attack sucks because it's like easily punishable, so it like sucks getting hit by it. Okay. Oh no. Okay, there I had to... Okay, there I messed up. I jumped for the jumping attack, and I must have misinputted my direction because I fell near the explosion spot. In case in phase 2, most of his moves that like go on the ground, that hit on the ground, summon an explosion spot basically. So I instantly dodged away to avoid it, but got hit by the following move. Also, it's like the first fight of the day. We're still a bit... we have to warm up a bit. And also got roll caught because this is like Margit. That's his whole thing, basically. I don't know if it would be easier to just not use jumping attacks, because they are quite slow, actually. But I have like all my equipment is meant to use jumping attacks, so I don't know. They are still probably the best choice, but not sure. Hey, thank you, I'm glad you like my channel. Ui, that was cheeky. I didn't use the shackle. Yeah, this is the tech I like to shackle. Not the Pokemon. Here, I think, I'm not like 100% sure, but usually bosses have like half... When they take half damage, like in phase transitions, they also take like half status build up. So it still like makes sense to it, basically. I thought we got a stagger there. I don't know why. Okay. 6 heals, I mean. Could have gone for it. I didn't feel confident. Like, he's almost dead anyway. I don't think I have to waste. I have to risk that much by attacking him during the attack. That's a grab. I got grabbed. No, I should survive it. Barely. Okay. Still 3 heals. Still 2 heals. 1. Dead. Wow. I choked badly. I choked badly and I don't know why the roll didn't register there. I think I tried to buffer it and it didn't buffer. Yeah, also is a tough boss fight. Hi. Hi to everyone coming to watch the stream. Yeah, actually got wombo comboed. I don't know. I don't know if it was like my missing input, it was just the game using buffering inputs weirdly. Because in case you didn't know, since I think Dark Souls 1 for sure, probably Demon Souls. Well, obviously there's a bit of buffering inputs in the game. As in, you are like staggered, you're doing another move, you try to hit, and like the attack still goes right out. As soon as basically you can move, the attack starts, or the roll starts. And that is basically needed to play almost every game. But sometimes it works a bit weirdly in front of games. Also, yeah, yesterday I'm still warming up. I don't have the I ate too much spicy food excuse now, though, today. Anyway, I've been playing the new Pokemon game a bit. Like, I don't know, I think I have like 10 hours on it and like 3 gyms. And I'm enjoying it. It crashed on me like one time, and another time I was forced to restart it because it wasn't like basically couldn't play online with a friend. It was like on a loading loop. But the game is fun. And it sucks that like it has that many problems, because if it did not have them, it would have been like probably the best Pokemon game. I mean, I guess it's a thing you can say about every Pokemon game ever. If it had less problems, it would have been the best one. And by ever, I mean since like X and Y, I guess. Like Black and White 2, they were still fine. Phase 2? Yeah. Okay, a bit of a greedy hit. It's fine. That was a misinput. It worked out. I think I need to heal like a bit less. I need to be more aggressive. Yeah, as this happens. Okay, definitely I should not do the double attack. I should just do one jump attack and that's it. If I'm not going for the kill. Okay, here I can heal. Double heal? Yeah. I could have gone in for the kill, probably. Probably would have been a better idea. But like, if you don't actually kill, and just leave him at no HP and get perma staggered and killed, it sucks. Let's go. Ooh, whipped him to death. And didn't even break the throne. Look. Wanted to sit on it and be like, yeah, the game's over. I think it's the first time that I win this fight and the throne isn't broken. Honestly. Yeah, we use the shackle, but I mean... Did we use the shackle in this? Yeah, we used the shackle in this fight. Also, I'm pretty sure you don't have to talk to him after the fight ends. It's habit at this point. GG's, GG's, GG's. Okay, so we can go to the Frozen Lands. And that's important because it means we can get the other whip. Assuming it's better, but I mean... Yeah. Okay, so we can level up a bunch. It does have 38 dexterity. I mean, the other whip deals more damage. I level up stamina a bit. The other whip deals more damage though with its 40 dexterity. 3 whips actually. There's another whip, I think there in like a castle. Yeah, it deals more damage because it scales B in dexterity. Also, yeah, add blood on step, I guess. I mean, it deals less base damage. I mean, we'll figure it out with the other whip. Because the problem is that the moment I remove Ashes of War from both of them, I'm like, undo enchantment and undo enchantment. We go back to... This is still has like a 55 blood loss build-up. So, it, like, making it bleed gave it a plus 14. That's basically nothing. And this one, yeah, this is what? 10, 12 more points of damage. I can see it in the AR, right? It deals 8 more points of damage. So I think the best approach is probably regular whip. Like Keen deals actually more damage. I think the best approach is like the regular whip. No, sorry, let me see. With Keen, the damage changes drastically, no? It's 327 for the left one. And for the right one, it's... Did I put it Keen? Keen, yeah. 327, 295. So we basically lose... Basically lose 30 points of... So a 10% damage buff. We lose 10% of damage. But we have 55 more bleed. With 40 dexterity. So I still think it's better to have the... Still think it's better to have... I did not open the door, right? Yeah. Can I make this jump? Wow. Parkour King. What is the... Oh, yeah. Let's see. And so I think it's still better to use like double Oslo's whip. Also it looks cooler, but like... It might become relevant against enemies that have like specific weaknesses or resistances. Because one deals strike damage, the other one does slice damage. So that's usually going to be like a temp slash event. Another like 10% damage difference. Also like maybe the other whip it's just better. Like maybe the Thorn Whip or the Fire Giant Whip, it's just a better weapon, so we use just one of them. But I still think it's correct to go for Oslo's questline. No, I too never used whips in this game. So I'm talking like if chat can help me, but I don't think that anybody in this game actually tried and used whip enough. Maybe you have a whip enthusiast in chat, I don't know. But still. And there is not riposte or backstab, that's the problem. Yeah, the Urumi is considered a whip in the game, so... I mean, I have it in my left hand, no? Is not that the Urumi? I'll check it on the elevator. Yeah, exactly. Whip enthusiasts. Also, I believe they cannot get on this elevator unless with, like, special attacks. Yeah, the Urumi, it says... Okay, they can get on the elevator. It says on the... Like, below the name of the weapon, it says whip and strike or slash, so it's considered a whip. Yeah, you cannot crit with this weapon. Patches as a whip? Oh yeah, the Volcano Manor whip. No, we still have not done those quests. We'll do them now, I think. Ouch. Come on. We'll do them now, I think. We have just to... I wanted to go to the Frozen Lands so that we can also get the third part of the quest to get the other whip. And... yeah, I don't know. Having no crit capability is... it's been tougher than I thought it would be. And also they deal basically no poise damage. So... I mean, you don't see it that much, but obviously if we were able to use whips, it would have been like much better. There's a leather whip. The base whip is in... I think it's just called whip. Is in the... is here in the castle, Morn Castle, tipo. Like here somewhere you jump around and you find it. And that's it. Then there's the two whips we have. There's another copy of the whip in our left hand that we get from an invasion. And there's a whip in... two whips in the Frozen Lands. One is the Fire Giant reward by using his soul. And the other one is like you have to fight an NPC. That I heard is a nightmare. But never actually done it. I remember the NPC that shoots fire out of the shield. I don't remember the whip NPC, honestly. I think it should be, like, an equivalent. But I'm not sure, honestly. Oh, it's not... I don't know, I always think that the Weeping Peninsula and Limgrave are the same thing. Like, I always consider the Weeping Peninsula a part of Limgrave. Probably it wouldn't have been called the Weeping Peninsula if it was a part of Limgrave. I can get that point. Also, did anybody find out why this area is built like that? Like, yeah, it's cool, it's foggy, there's mist, there's a bit of like a northern, a Viking tale with all the mist and having to cross to the new areas. But like, it's just walking straight for 30 seconds and, I mean, ignoring a boss, but like, there's a... you can fight the boss if you want to. And there are a bunch of HP scarabs around. Again, I don't really know why there are HP scarabs around. I'm always a bit like... I don't know, confused by this area. More than confused, I was like there the first time, I was like, oh yo, this is super, super cool. And then it was useless, so it's like, ah, fine. Okay, so we are here. And I think as soon as we get here, we can start... the Manor quest, I guess. So we'll do it. Now the Manor quest, in case you've never done it, it's a bit, let's say, weird. Basically, you get there, you join the manor, you don't need to do anything to join the manor, actually. You just get there. And then you have to do 3 or 4 invasions to actually complete the questline. What we need from the quest, there are 3 invasions normally and 1 that you get from patches. They're not like online invasions, you actually have to invade certain NPCs. And the third NPC that we have to invade is the one that gives us the whip. It's, I think, Diallo's brother. Not sure. So yeah, we have to do these invasions. The first 2 will be incredibly easy. The patches one that gives us a flame whip gives us... it's kind of annoying because we have to beat a boss fight before we can do it. But the armor is very good. And the third one that gives us the whip is very hard. I did not make my character look like Indiana Jones, but it's literally the first thing I thought as soon as... Like, I made a character, I called him, like, something Elwood from the Blues Brothers, and that's why he's blue. I went out of the character creation screen and was like, wait a second, this is an Indiana Jones run. And then, like, other people in chat came out with other characters with whips that all sound cooler than calling it one of the Blues Brothers. What I mean. Yeah, I could get the Traveler hat for the cosplay. True. Actually true. What? Ah, it's... Yeah, it's our friendly patches telling us, hey, go take a look at the left. There are, like, shiny stones. Oh, it's buffing itself? What? What is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. That NPC, that enemy always scares me. And it's the second most scary enemy in this part of the game. The first one being the Falling Star Beast. Also, yeah, Snake Eater. Yeah, anyway, and talking about Pokemon, they're fun games. They're actually fun games. And, I don't know. Yeah, Belmont Run. Somebody talked about the Belmont Run. And, I don't know, I'm scared because I'm, like, getting into competitive Pokemon. I read a couple of articles and stuff. And I'm scared that I'll fall into that hole and not come out of it in, like, 2 years. Destroyed. But still, I mean, it looks fun. Anyway, here, so, yeah, we have to do the... I don't know, I'm a bit scared about the questline. Even though the whip was very, very, very strong against all NPC-like enemies. And kind of... kind of bad against every boss. So maybe I shouldn't be too scared. And I don't know if you're going to do Patches' side of the quest, because I mean it's we have to basically hike over a mountain, beat a boss fight, and then do the invasion. And I don't know if the quest fails the moment we fight the third one. I think Patches' quest like fails only if we actually go away. Basically, we beat Rykard. Not sure. Do it for the squad. Yeah, might be a good idea, actually. I don't know. I'm always scared that, like, I don't get it now, and then I find out it's basically the best one possible. It's super strong. It can stagger enemies and stuff. Once I cannot get it anymore. So it's always a bit... I don't know. I wouldn't say scary. It's a bit always like, yeah, I probably should do that, I probably should do this too. Let me get that equipment. Always a bit annoying. Because like if you get all of them, it takes like 3 hours more than without. Yeah, I also assume it's going to be good with the giant sweep. It's just there aren't. I was thinking which enemies are weak to fire. The answer is probably like everybody but the Godskin Duo and the Fire Giant. But maybe I'm wrong. Radagon, true, Radagon is weak to fire, so we'll need it. Malenia is weak. Oh yeah, she's naked. I didn't talk to the lady. Radagon, Malenia. Yeah, I guess I'll get it. Fine.
We rarely risk fascinating. So, about the bird, if you have, rise with us. Your decision
Yeah.
now, you believe the drawing room. I am 10. Use the key.
Also, it sucks a bit that there isn't like an ending with the Volcano Manor, I think. Everybody's like, oh, I wanted this ending, this quest, this quest, this quest. And the Volcano Manor quest is fine, it's more like a Riel's quest. Oh, we got the wrong item.
Who are and what in heaven? Volcano Man. I hope you well.
Yeah. I wanted to like...
This blasphemous before you consider.
Ah, okay, sorry. It gives us the weapon arts only after we do the first part of the Manor's quest. So the first invasion is here. Should be, I hope, very easy. Yeah, Malenia bleeds and Malenia freezes too. We have Bloodhound Step, so it might not be as hard as usual against her. We might be able to sneak out of her attacks. But I guess we'll see. Usually, I mean, the best option, especially if your weapon doesn't do a lot of damage, is to get there with the... I don't survive. It's to usually get there with both bleed and freeze weapons. And they will proc like enough times that it's fine. So I don't know. We'll probably do that. We have to go to the... Yeah, I didn't get the freezing wet blade yet. Probably should do it. Also, the light is amazing. Cool. I always feel like when I'm playing Elden Ring, there are moments where I haven't seen like... There are some lightnings that I've not seen yet. Like this one with the tower in the background. Super cool. Also, if we die and fail the invasions, it's not a problem. We can try them out again and again and again. Like freely, basically. We respawn in front of the invasion sign. So it's actually like spamming invasions until these guys die. Okay, we dealt no damage? No, okay, only one of the two whips hit. Yeah, okay. I always think that this is an easy fight because it's at the beginning, but it's actually a fight that you're supposed to get into after you got to the manor, so not that early game. That said, I think our range advantage will make us like too strong against basically every NPC. Unless like other NPCs with whips, but still. Okay. Yeah, the June invasion is the dual whip Bloodhound Step mirror match. Okay, so we did the first one. It was easy. We'll see. I felt like it took a lot to load the area. I don't know.
You will become if you are loath, but you must leave. This
Yeah.
is a we have no.
Come on.
I am. This is never for the way it is the truth. I am pleased.
Okay, so we have the second quest. And we also have Patch's one now. Also high.
Someone please kill him.
Will do.
That horrendous serpent. Traitor right.
And I have 1800 runes. Fine. Okay, we can also get the quest from Patches.
Well, I don't believe it. All good, that will do good. Oh, that is important. Are you surprised? I always hate
Let's see. I don't remember actually. I think you have to do the first part of the quest to get his quest. But maybe I should like sit and come back. Wait, there's actually an invasion where you get to the stadium the first time? Oh yeah, we got it.
if you relax. Go on.
I didn't know there was an invasion where you got to the stadium the first time. Also, we'll see if they'll add... I hope they'll add like the possibility to do PvP in stadiums in the DLC. Maybe like with actual proper PvP, like honor, like no heals and stuff like that. It's always most interesting. I did like basically no PvP in this game, but I've seen that it's actually like more grind based, where you invade, the area is huge, you use basically 5 flasks to heal each. Whereas like in the Dark Souls 3 days or even 1 or 2, it was considered actually pretty rude to heal up. Unless, I mean, it depends on the invasion, obviously. If the invasion is I'm actually invading someone, the invaded has all the rights in the world to heal. If it's like a duel, should not be able to heal. Oh, that's how we get the Hammer Talisman? I thought we got the Hammer Talisman like there on the left. So I actually did the invasion once because I remember getting the talisman for a run. Is it crashing? I feel it's... What? It's lagging. It's not the stream. The game is actually lagging. Not sure what it's causing it, but it's happening. Bleed proc, maybe? He's using the Serpent Stinger? The Scorpion Stinger? Scorpion Sting? I don't know. I'll heal before I die. Cool. Okay, second one done. Now we'll do Patches one. But to do Patches one, we have to actually go through the... We have to go through the canyon and then up in the mountain. Like the other way to go to the plateau. So, it's... We have to go from there, and I guess this is the nearest Grace. Probably. Increase stamina damage against blocking enemies. Oh, yeah, sorry. The Hammer Talisman is the one that gives stamina damage against blocking enemies. I was thinking of the... There's like a tier that increases the poise damage you deal. For like 15 seconds. I don't know why the game is lagging, actually. I hope it won't lag too much later. But it's a bit weird that it's lagging that much. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking of there's a tier that increases poise damage you deal by a lot, but it lasts like 15 seconds. I mean, to balance it out. And I think that one is near that location. Or probably I went there the first time to get it because I mixed them up in the wiki. Both very possible. So yeah, the Hammer Talisman isn't very useful because like... Maybe in PvP. Obviously, if you are like fast on the switching out your equipment, or if there are like a bunch of PvP players with a shield, in general, it can be useful, but you would have to fight an enemy that blocks a lot. And like, even if we break a guard and we can riposte, we still cannot get a riposte because we are using whips. So like... Also, quick questions. Do you think I should be allowed to use like weapon arts that deal damage? Or not? Oh, shields suck in PvP post 1.07. I mean, honestly... Honestly, I think to have a decent PvP, shield needs to not be like super strong, as everybody's just with the shield up. I mean, I think one of the most toxic builds you can do in PvP is actually good shield with a spear. And just tanky. So, not sure. Yeah, if it's usable... I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like, if it's usable on a whip, it's usable on a whip, so it's a whip-only run. But I'm almost like a bit, maybe... I mean, I don't want to abuse them. Okay, if I need to use them because they're strong, that's fine. But I don't want to make another Flame of the Red Mains press L2 spam run. Also, here we should only use the whip in the left hand because it does strike damage. As long as it's on a whip, it's not a problem. Okay, cool. I'll probably end up using some of them. We'll see how hard it gets. Because, I mean, that's the main problem usually. That hurt. Oh, also we can already buy the... plus the 5th and 6th stones. Upgrading stones. So... I have to remember to get the bell, actually. It's in the Zamor Ruins. Or Zamor. Ah, no. Ruins. The first ruins you get once you go to the Frozen Lands. I won't get the... I won't send it back down because I won't die getting to the next zone. I'm this confident that with 40 vigor I won't die. That's cotton, so it's useless. The overlevel gold protecting... Oh yeah, the overleveled gold protecting his Moonvein Spammer with 20 vigor. Yeah, Fingertip Spear, Shield, Unspur Rapier, it's classic. The Frigid Outskirts, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not super fun to PvP in 2v1. It can be fun. Honestly, in this game, it's probably as fun as it can be. Because I feel like they thought about doing it. Like invasions that last a lot, you can run around. But in general, it's like a classic. People spamming, doing toxic stuff. It's part of the game at some point. And at the same time, I mean, it's like... You are doing the invasions unless other people are glitching. I mean, everything is allowed. Glitching or cheating and stuff. I mean, I used to be the very fun person that in Dark Souls... in Dark Souls Remastered, they changed how the PvP system worked. In the original Dark Souls, it was just level-based. In the remaster, they changed it a bit. So how it worked is that you had to... I love this game. In Dark Souls Remastered, basically, they changed it, so to invade someone, there was a level range you needed So like, I don't know, you were at level 10, you could invade people from level 9 to 19. And there was a weapon range. So like if your weapon was at +4, you could invade people from 0 to like +7. But if your weapon was like at I don't know, 8, you couldn't invade people that had a weapon below +3. But they forgot that in Dark Souls 1 you can also upgrade armors, and there was not a level cap on the armor, basically. So what you could do was, I mean, you had to be decent at the game, you had to play without taking up basic... Also, if you took like a weapon, in Dark Souls 1, weapon upgraded at different levels. So like an enchanted weapon, sorry, an occult weapon in Dark Souls 1 was basically a +10 weapon. Because you had to bring a weapon to +10 to make it occult. Yeah, it was the same system in Dark Souls 2 and 3, I believe. So what happened, but in Dark Souls 2 and 3 you could not upgrade your armor. So what happens is that you could play the game, get to beat the 4 kings, and get to basically Einor Londo. Because if you get to Einor Londo, you can have the giant armor. That's one of the best armors in the game. Also Avel's armor. And you had to do it at basically level 1. I think you could get up to like level 6 if you did a couple of calculations. Beat the 4 kings without speaking to Framt, so you can speak to Kath and get the Dark End. And like the Dark End dealt infinite damage because it wasn't upgradable. So it was considered a +0 weapon, but it dealt infinite damage. And you could have a full like +5 giant armor. So you were basically unbeatable. And it's honestly a fun thing to do. And it's not fun when you start to invade. You do it, you start invasions and you're like, yeah, I'm just like beating people. The other version of this build is doing it the same way. I cannot hit this lizard. Also, it's super weak to bleed. It's doing it the same way, but you can basically get a parasite in your head in Dark Souls 1 that changes your kick animation. So you could, with a parasite coming out of your head. So you could do the same thing and parasite attack players online to... obviously, all these you did it. You wanted to invade in the first area of the game, just to be toxic. So it was toxic, but I did it. Who am I to say shields aren't that good for the game? Weren't the first one doing like toxic builds in different games, and I think I invaded like 3 people with it. And I guess now that I think about it, it's another example of me doing a challenge for myself, basically. It was like, okay, I cannot get weapon up to a certain level, I cannot do certain stuff, cannot level up. So, I mean, me doing challenge runs just because, without recording them offline. Also, I think Dark Souls Remastered Online is dead. I mean, no, wait. Now they put the game back online. So maybe it's actually there are some people playing just because they couldn't previously, and they're like, okay, I have a niche to play Dark Souls Online, PvP. But I remember it being almost dead. Also, I remember this boss being super weak to bleed. Did they change it, or did I misremember? Oh yeah, you recently made a rune level 50 invasion build. I mean, I mean, I think invading at low levels is never that fun. Either you invade at like a very, very low level, so it's like, I don't know, level 15 invasions, just to invade people at the beginning of the game, and you don't have like a OP build, and it's fun to play, because they will fight for their life. If you go just a bit above that, it's going to be like tryhards, or like just people at your level, or you don't find anybody to invade, basically. And do you know if the cheat engine is actually working in this game? Or is it like... or is it like every other game where you basically... Yeah, there's cheat engine, but actually there are tons of cheaters around. Oh, it is working. That's great. That's, I think, one of the things... Well, this is maybe a less known thing. Well, maybe it's known now because they had to bring down the online services for Dark Souls 3 for like a long time. But in Dark Souls 3 there were like hackers and cheaters in general that could send you to New Game Plus. Like they could... I mean, there have always been people that like could petrify you, curse you and stuff with one hit. But in Dark Souls 3 they could send you to New Game Plus. And I think there was a... I read it on Twitter like back... It was before Elden Ring dropped, so like at least a year ago, I guess. I think a year ago. That someone was like, yeah, I left to replay offline all my run because it was a person playing Dark Souls 3 in stream for the first time. And somebody invaded them, brought them to New Game Plus, so they had to basically replay the whole... I don't know if they actually did it. They were like, okay, I guess I'll have to replay everything to get up to the point we were in the stream to keep on streaming. And I know that most seasoned veterans will be like, you should back up the game file. But it's not intuitive to back up game files on a PC in a game like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. Yeah, and then they closed the servers for half an year because they found out that you basically could execute code from... you could execute code from people's...
You hunted? Are you certain? No, it's... I'll give 10. Have some red. Cheers for that.
while invading them. And it's obviously insane. And I think it might be a reason why there's easy anti-cheat in this game. They got really scared, I think.
Sharper than you. I was just holding on. There you go.
We got the Magma Whip. Does it do any damage? It requires 18 faith. Might be annoying. Sea of Magma. Swing a Molten Whip. Swing a Molten Whip. Any Molten Whip, not this one necessarily. Overhead to temporarily cover the surrounding area in a Sea of Magma. Hold to continue swinging the Lava Whip. I don't know if... This might, like, perma-stagger enemies. Yeah, there was like a separate server in that you could get soft band. You could get basically soft band and they sent you to like a basically different server. But the standard, if you wanted to play PvP in Dark Souls 3, was... there was a mod that was like the blue... I don't know, like the blue protectors, something like that. And it was basically a different server with like a cheat engine, so that you wasn't... It checked if people were cheating or not, basically. And it was the standard. If you wanted to play PvP. I think. I don't know actually if... how bad it was on consoles, honestly. Because in... was pretty... I mean, there weren't like infinite cheaters, honestly, but cheaters could be so nasty towards you that everybody was basically, I guess I installed the mod because I don't want to make a million save states, get sent to New Game Plus, and stuff like that. Also, yeah, 100 level 100 before Mog is pretty high, but I mean, depends how you play the game. I basically rush through it, ignoring every enemy. If you do it slowly, I think it's reasonable to be at level 100 before the capital. At least, like, before finishing the capital. And 125 before Malenia. I mean, Malenia is the last boss. You do Mog before the capital. Oh, yeah, you're already in the capital, though, if you did Mog. Also, yeah, apparently the YouTube filter blocks the word kill. I mean, it can make sense more than other words blocked. Like, I think Christian is blocked. I don't know. Oh, sorry, the Lord of Blood. Oh, yeah, then it's basically 10 levels at that point. Like, I'm at level what now? 65, I need 25,000. The Lord of Blood is for 20,000 runes. Yeah, if you do the Lord of Blood before the capital, yeah, it makes sense. Did you get there at level 100? Also, I don't want to get into the discourse too much, even though I don't think there's, like, too much discourse about it. I mean, there's some, but, like... But they started playing the FIFA World Cup, the Football World Cup in Qatar. And aside from all the discourse, that is probably warranted, and aside from the fact that Italy didn't qualify for it, it's becoming a joke in the community that we actually did it to protest, and it was the only way to protest properly. Italy didn't. We simply failed to qualify for 2 World Cups in a row, and we won a European... like I played, like... Italy won a European World Cup. I saw a bunch of memes and joke about the mascot being of the World Cup being the Michelin man converted to Islam, and it was too funny. It was too funny. Yeah, exactly. Same with Finland. Yeah, dropped out due to protest 2 years before because we knew what would have happened. Yeah. Absolutely. Copium. I don't think that anybody in Italy that I can speak to will understand what copium means, but they would agree that copium is probably the right answer. I'm pretty sure Germany is in it. No, I'm Italian. A lot of people in the YouTube comments actually think that I'm either Russian or French, or I mean Italian too, obviously. But these are the 3 main nationalities. I mean, it makes sense. I know I have a kind of thick accent, so it's always a bit. It makes sense that people are like, oh yeah, that sounds Russian. Mamma mia, hai cucca da spaghetti. Also, yeah, I mean... Can I do them? How do you... Oh, hey. Oh, come on. Wait, he has 2 whips. Does he have his brother's whip? So it's actually a mirror. Double whip with Bloodhound Step against the Bloodhound whip with Bloodhound Step. Come on. You run out of focus, I hope? At some point. That said, every whip hit staggers him. Makes him flinch. So... I mean, at 300% speed it was harder. Also, it was probably like... more than 300 when I fought him. It was maybe 500%. Where is my camera? Oh, because there's the wall, the invasion wall. I had the camera like super close. I didn't get why. Am I not dealing damage? What's happening? No, I'm dealing damage. I don't know. I got punched because I couldn't walk backwards. There were stones inside a bush. Yeah, Oslo drip is super cool. Yeah, I guess that to hear an Italian English accent... Where am I? Did I... Why did I respawn this far? I thought we respawned, like, beside it. Is it because there are, like, people fighting because it's late? I don't know. Yeah, it's one of the hardest ones. I honestly probably depends if you consider Gideon an NPC fight or not. Gideon cheats a bit. NPC fight-wise. Oh, so yeah, I guess that the Italian accent is kind of rare to find. I mean, unless you know Italians, there's not like a super... Also, I think that most people associate an Italian accent with Italian-American accent. That is kind of different, though. And also, like, in Italy, you have so many dialects and regional, like, phrases and ways to speak. That I'm from the northeast. And why do I don't deal damage sometimes? I'm from the northeast. And I also say it because, like, every Italian that hears me speaking is like, okay, he's from the northeast. It's pretty clear. So... if you hear someone from, like, I don't know, Naples speak, and someone from, like, Milan speak in English, they probably have a subtly different accent also in English. Since, like, the way we speak in Italy is kind of different from the north to the south. Maybe it's better without jump attacks? It's just, usually we have a range advantage. We don't have a range advantage here. How did that one miss? Yeah, that's an Italian-American accent. I mean, I guess the standard Italian-American accent is the Italian accent that you hear, like, in movies, like in Scorsese movies and stuff. It's the Italian-American accent, actually. Like, hey, I'm walking here. It's Italian-American. Hey, Tony, where's the gabagool? I need to not use too much Italian-American accent because I started to put swear words in it when I do it. I hate this attack. I mean, we killed his brother with the strong attacks from this weapon, but they're not working that well now. I mean, he's spamming the running attack, so I'll do it too, maybe? Oh, so no, I'm dealing damage. It's just it does not show up number-wise. It's probably a bug due to the Bloodhound step, I guess. Also, spaghetti and meatballs is not an Italian dish. It's an Italian-American dish. And also, like, chicken parmesan, garlic bread. They are all Italian Americans. American actually. They're not Italian. Do they come from like Italian traditions? Do we make meatballs in Italy and stuff? Yeah. And maybe they were Italian plates in like the early 900s. But they are not actually Italian dishes. I mean, nowadays at least. And I find the people doing like Italian American accents and imitations the most fun part. Like they're super fun. Yeah. I'm actually veal. No, yeah. Veal is Italian. Yeah. With veal, it's especially typical. I think of the Central East Italy, basically, or West Italy actually. So like Abruzzo, I think is known for veal in general. Not sure. Also, Shakespeare was obsessed with Italy. I mean, it made sense. Nowadays, it's not like that. But back in the day, in Europe, in like the Italy was sort of the center of culture. I mean, up until the fall of the Roman Empire, and from the Renaissance onwards, Italy was the like culture, painters and stuff place, basically. So a person like Shakespeare was like, oh yeah, it was common like for a artist of any kind to be like, I'll go to Europe, to Italy, to see like the Roman sculptures, to see stuff made in the Renaissance. So it's normal that you go, and I mean, back in the day, you probably traveled once in your life. So, I mean, you talk about the travels. And also, yeah, all the Italian Americans in American films are from Sicily, Sardinia. Also, like I'd say southern, South Italy in general. Yeah, maybe Greece is help us. Like the last, in this fight, the last couple of minutes went really well. And also, wait, they are not only like from the south of Italy. They are also immigrated there like in the early 1900s. So it's obviously a bit more weird. It depends on which part of Italy, part of history you talk about. So obviously, France was very, very, very important culture-wise, but it depends on which culture, which side of the culture. Sorry, which like age, basically, you think about. If you think about like the 1700s, the painters, impressionists, and stuff, obviously, and also like all the writers then, it was definitely France. Like, 100%. But for the Roman Empire and then the Renaissance, it was Italy in like the 1500s. Also, I mean, it's also depends on what you studied in school and at the time what you were interested in. Maybe like the best architects were in, I don't know, in Finland. So if you were like into architecture in the 1600s, you went to Finland. Like, also, it's kind of annoying. He keeps on punishing my attacks. Yeah. Focaccia is actually Italian. And a lot of people are into the many countries have like their Venice. Honestly, even I've been to Amsterdam. It's a city I love, and I did not hear it called like the Venice of the North too many times, but it's like super cool. Like it's actually a good place to be, and I love it. Maybe also because it's similar to Venice. And yeah, India-wise, in school we actually basically didn't do much history about like Asia in general. Or honestly, we didn't do much history, at least during like medieval times, about any country that isn't, any place that isn't Europe, basically. Like you hear something maybe about China, maybe about Japan, but it's like very, very minor stuff. So I heard stuff about like India in the medieval times and stuff, but never too in depth. Because then you basically get into the like world wars and modern times, and I was yeah, you study more or less study all the war then, but it's more of like yeah, assume that we know, like you have your mental image of a country like China or India or I don't know, Australia, and they're like yeah, Australia does this in the world war, and it's basically okay. Also, I did not study history at school, like at college level, because in Italy we have I think it's if you come from like an English speaking country, it's a bit, I don't know, it's kind of different. Basically you do the first 8 years of school are the same for everyone, so it's like elementary and middle school. After middle school, so you're like 13 14, you go to high school, and there you decide on which of like 4 general types. There are basically 4 general types of high schools that vary on how much like manual labor and studies you do, and how much of it is theoretical. And I went to the one where basically you don't do any manual stuff. It's just studying, just theory, and it's called the liceo. And then each one of those schools has different each one of those schools has basically different subjects that they teach. So you can do like one where they teach you more I don't know, classic stuff, history. You have one where classic like languages. You have one where it's more scientific. There's one that is, come on. There's one that is more, you learn languages, so it's always like a bit. And sometimes there are certain like curricula possible, but if there aren't like where you live, like near you, you cannot get access to them. Obviously, it depends. If you're like living in, I don't know, in Milan, you can probably find a school that has what you want to do. But I mean, liceo is it's called Liceo. It's spelled. No, it's really useful. Yeah, he's angry like I killed his brother or something. I had to whack the guy. Oy, crash it out. I thought it wasn't enough. I thought I had one more hit. Also, the Y letter is not in the Italian language. So, in general, you won't find it in Italian words. Yeah, you too in India, you were taught about Indian history and the 2 world wars. I mean, it makes sense. Like, they teach you basically the history relevant to your country. Because, I mean, unless you do like an history specific course, they cannot. I think there's not enough time to teach everyone about everything. So, yeah, and like in the US, they also teach you, I guess, about US history. And then like the world wars. That's basically US history. No, it's not all US history. But yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. US is recent enough that maybe they teach you about Europe a bunch. But I mean, oh yeah, in the UK, sorry, yeah, and in the other, what I was talking about, Yeah, no, in the English-speaking countries, you have some mandatory and then you choose. In Italy, you basically choose which curricula you want to do. But still, even if you do a more scientific curriculum, there are still a bunch of, like, you still have to do philosophy, you still have to do, like, you still study history, you do math, you study English. I mean, you don't have much choice in which subjects you study. It's more like, I'll choose this big group of subjects, but you basically have to learn every one of them. You study language and you do 4 hours a week of math. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's pretty standard. So now we got the whip. I mean, we can upgrade it a bunch. Yeah, everyone has like different systems, and it's a bit weird if you think about it that you have like so many different teaching systems. Like one would think that they maybe figured out what is the right one, like globally speaking, and like yeah, then go with that one. Apparently not. So I don't know. Do we want to go for the fire giant? I mean, I guess we get the upgrade materials. And Italy, yeah, it's in general, yeah, it's chaotic. It's like I don't know, it's weird how. But also, I mean, I understand that probably like different countries have different ways of like teaching stuff, and I guess no one wants to be the one changing their system. So like you don't want to be the country. Like for instance, maybe this does not sound like very. I don't know. It may sound a bit weird to some of you, but I'm European, and in Europe we are pretty. The countries are pretty well connected, but we aren't that similar to each other. So like if you're American, you expect each country. They're called states. Sorry, in the US they're called states, but you expect each state to be. Yeah, there are differences and stuff, but and there are like states that teach you better or worse, but they should be more or less similar. And in Italy, like, if you look at the grading system for school in Italy, Spain, and Germany, it's 3 different grading systems. But, like, significantly different. If I'm... Like, in Italy, it's the grades go from, like, 1 to 10. Actually, like, from 2 to 10. And everything below a 6 is not passing. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is passing. A passing grade. In Spain, the system is actually similar, but like a 5 is passing. And I think though it's more common to give you like a 1 or 2. In Italy, you basically don't get a 2 unless your teacher is the worst teacher possible, or you basically said to your opinion on his wife or his family or his way of teaching. Or you give out a blank paper as a test, like as a response to a test. And I think in Germany it's the opposite. Like 1 is the best and 10 is the worst. I don't know if there are... No, sorry, maybe 6 is the worst. It's taking 6 grades. Yeah, you have a 1 to 3 rating, 1 to 5 in university. Also, in university in Italy, it's out of 30. So like an 18 is passing. A 30 is the best possible vote possible. But there's technically 30 cum laude, but okay. And like I had a couple of friends study like in I think it was one in Sweden, one in Norway, and it was like you either pass or don't pass. There was like a grade. And yeah, and the US and Canada are similar, I think, where you get grades from F to A, basically. But E is not a grade, I think. So it's like C or C plus is passing in the US, I think. And it's always like a bit... I mean... It's a bit weird. So everyone has their own grading system. Also, yeah, I remember I have an Irish friend and he taught me about the Irish grading. And it's a whole different mess where it's basically insane. It's different. It's always, I don't know. It's weird to have that many different grading systems. In like countries that are very close. Because again, I mean... You take an Italian, a German, and a Spaniard is the way you call someone from Spain, right? I mean, there are cultural differences. There aren't like huge cultural differences, honestly. I guess probably there aren't that many cultural differences for anyone. Like, at least, I don't know, I'm from the West, so I can speak from the Western side. I think that aside from a few, like... subjects, there aren't too many cultural differences for most like Western people. Yeah, yeah. Ireland is as different as from the UK as they can. Makes sense. And I don't know if Northern Ireland has the same grading system as the UK, as Ireland, or it's a third new grading system. But I think the thing that confuses me the most is that in the US and Canada they don't have like different states have different ages for like consent, more than consent, to like drink alcohol and stuff. So you can go to the country over, drink, come back home, and you cannot drink anymore. And as an Italian person, especially as an Italian person from the Northeast, the fact that you can drink at 21, for me, it's insane. Like, most of my peers at 21 were like, yeah, I drank probably too much already. Like, the age of drinking is fun was already passed. I mean, it's still fun, but like... Yeah, it's 19 where? Because I know that Canada has some states with 19 and some with 18. Yeah, I think... yeah, in Canada. Yeah, I remember that... I think, like... It's 18 in some? I don't know. 18 to 19, yeah. Yeah, in Italy it's 18. I honestly, I don't know that well. I'm not that sure, but in Italy it's basically... 18, I think, and once it was like 16 for like beers and stuff, and 18 for like everything. But I'm not sure, honestly, if it was true back in the day and they changed it, or it wasn't even true back in the day. It was just a thing that people said. That said, exactly, yeah, the age for drinking in Italy is when your grandpa decides you're old enough to drink. It's a bit regional. Like in the Northeast, we drink, or there's a stereotype at least, that we drink more than in other parts of the country. It's kind of true, I think. But you can drink. It depends. People start drinking from when they're 12. Honestly, the first time I had alcohol in any way, I was probably younger than 12. Like there's a in Italy we don't have like the pub culture where you get piss drunk every Friday and Saturday evening, Thursday too if you are in Ireland. It was more like you drink because you enjoyed like the taste. It's I guess a different kind of drink culture. Then, that's it. Obviously, there are drunk people, and there are a lot of people that drink a lot of alcohol. But like for me, for my peers, it's kind of normal when you're like, I don't know, 12, you are at dinner with like family and like an uncle or your father or grandpa is like, yeah, come on, like taste this wine, or like make the wine touch your lips. So it's not like get drunk. You don't get drunk. I mean, some people get drunk at 12, but like it's more like yeah, just taste that, feel how it is. And no kid likes alcohol, by the way. The first time like, at 12, you try it out. It's like, oh, this sucks. But I mean, also we're going double bleed for the giant. And that said, I mean, basically you start drinking. I mean, I know a bunch of... You start drinking at like 15, 16. Some people start drinking later. But usually in Italy, I mean, you become like an adult at 18. So when you are like in high school, there's the year... And in high school in Italy, so you can't like pay... I mean, you can fail classes, but like... you usually have a couple of people in your class in high school. Oh, so yeah, sorry. In Italy, you don't go to classes. You're like, since everybody is doing the same curriculum, there's like just one class, and everybody is in the same one, and you have like your same peers for your classmates are your classmates for basically the whole 5 years of high school. And there, usually there's the age, the year where everybody turns 18. And you have a party when you're 18. And you basically drink a lot of alcohol because it's you turn 18. So it's kind of common that, I mean, when people turn 18, it's when they actually start to drink. Like, the year where your peers turn 18 is probably the year where you start to drink more. Then again, someone starts drinking at like 15, 16, 17 and stuff. It's always like... Also, like, Italy is basically all Christian. It's a bit weird in that there are, I think, like 95% of the population, maybe less than that, is baptized, but not a huge chunk of the population actually goes to church like every Sunday. But I mean, and everybody's Catholic basically. And in Catholicism, drinking is not seen as a bad thing. Actually, like the priest drinks wine during the mass. So it's like, if you are like in a country, if your country is predominantly like people devoted to Islam, I died like if you're in a country where people are like devoted to Islam, obviously there's probably not going to be a huge drinking culture, or at least it's going to be seen as a worse thing. Like, I don't think your grandpa is going to give you alcohol if it's a rum. No, I'm not Christian. I'm like, I guess, most Italian young people. I was baptized. I did a couple of the how they're called, the mandatory things you do when you are like Christian, when you're like a kid, and then like never go to church. You basically go to church when a relative dies, honestly. And some people go to church like at Easter and Christmas night, but I mean, I don't. If I actually like believe in stuff, I mean, I leave it for another day, for another discussion, I guess. After I've seen the number of people that believe in God in the US recently, like the percentage. I'm 25. No, yeah, I think that in Italy too, like the percentage of religious people is quite low. But Italy is also a very old country. Like the demographic, the people living in Italy are on average old. And obviously older people are more religious. So it's always a bit like... And yeah, there's a bit of peer pressure about drinking, in case you're wondering. There's like, oh yeah, but I mean, it's a party, you should drink and do stuff. It's like if you're vegetarian, you know? It's not like people are going insane. But they may mock you a bit and be like, ah, come on, but why? It's not as bad, come on, it's a party, stuff like that. Then obviously, I mean, it depends, like, who you hang out with. But there's definitely some peer pressure. At least, I mean, where I grew up. That said, as I saw like graphs and maps about the average, the countries with the higher alcohol consumption, and I was sure Italy was in it, and it's not even close. Like, I thought we consumed much more alcohol than we actually do, compared to the rest of the world. Also, maybe speaking about the game, the damage is garbage, in case you didn't notice. We don't do much bleed build up, but I think we can probably, like, almost cheese out phase 2 by being in the back and just bleeding out. And I don't actually remember that well the other countries. I remember, I think it was Nigeria being very, very high up. And it was, that graph had like different, it not only said who drank more, but it also was divided by color in which drinks, like wine, other products, beer and stuff. And I remember that, like, I think it was Nigeria, I may be wrong. It's just like a huge country. And it was like not... it was basically the biggest country that had non-wine or beer majority. I remember the UK countries were pretty high up, and also I guess the Scandinavian zone, so like Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Norway. Okay, that's I thought it was a different attack. I probably should have put frost on the whips. If we die here, we're going to get the frost incantation. And I guess, yeah, in Italy you have more of a culture of... you drink, there are a lot of people that drink, that smoke, that eat... I mean, reasonably healthy food. But, like, not many people in Italy you're going to be like, hey, let's go eat ice cream. Not many people are going to be like, no, ice cream is bad for you and stuff. The answer is probably going to be, I'm on a diet and stuff. But, I mean... it's more of a culture of eating, having fun, drinking wine because it tastes good, because it's cool, because you're a bit high after and you're like, oh yeah, I feel good. Without though getting like piss drunk. Like, obviously it depends on like which people you hang out with, like your peers basically. But if most of my friends, like if a friend of mine told me that he was drunk like every Saturday, I would be like, is everything good? It's not common, I guess, to be like drink out and get drunk every Saturday. And I'm in my 20s. If someone is like, I every Saturday get drunk, I'm like, all good? And maybe they're like, yeah, I just like drinking. It's not like I'm saying that they're not doing well necessarily, but I'll ask if you're doing well or not, basically. So it's basically, yeah, culture differences, honestly. Oh no, this attack is scary. This attack can kill us in one hit. Oh no. Okay, we barely survived it. The flame lasts so long that sometimes you get hit by it twice and you died because it deals too much damage. Yeah, there are drugs in Italy. I mean, I think every year or every 6 months there's a proposal to have a referendum about legalizing weed, and every either year or 6 months the government is like, no, you can't actually have the referendum. Because if there was a referendum, it would probably come out with, yeah, people, like, you can drink weed. And again, very old, it's old country and even older government. About, like, harder drugs, I guess synthetic drugs are not that common, at least, like, with peers. It's more of a different, like, I guess it's more than cultural, it's like where you live, who you hang out with. Among my peers, I don't think that anybody did like hard drugs. Okay, no, maybe some did like stuff, but not like too hard or too strong. Oh, come on! What a bad pattern at the end. Yeah, it lasted, what, 10 minutes to die? I mean... Yeah, and I'll get the frost stuff. Yeah, it sucks because, like, the fight lasts a super long time. But though, yeah, there's a bunch of discussion about drugs and stuff in Italy. I think... they will probably legalize it in like the next, I don't know, 10 years. Probably. Maybe. It's always a bit like spiky topic. Also because, again, old country, a lot of like religious people, especially older people that are religious. But this also means that they are not only like religious and older. They are also like in positions of power, because there are usually like older people in position of power. So also, yeah, there's a bunch of jokes about coke being largely used in rich communities and parties in Milan. So I mean, yeah, I think we have drugs like any other country, but there's not like a crack epidemic and stuff. Or not crack, sorry, meth. It's now there's not like a bunch of meth or in the US. I think they have painkillers like opioids. I don't know. I did not hear about it. It's always like I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I forgot to. I got the thing, and I did not use it. Yeah, we still need an Italian Heisenberg. Yeah, to do rot, you have the rot resin, basically. Yeah, not even sure if it's legal to prescribe like weed for medical reasons in Italy. Honestly. I don't think I know anybody. I think it's legal, but I don't think I know anybody that actually had it prescribed. It is legal, okay. It's always, again, it's always a bit of a spiky topic in Italian, like culture or political like discussions and stuff. We actually like basically don't lose any damage. And I guess we want these. Oh yeah, I keep on forgetting that I have Horfrost Stomp. Sorry, Blood on Step. I have not done challenges on Dark Souls 2, honestly, because the game I know less about every game in the trilogy. And it's also, it sounds strange, but it's also the oldest one. Because Dark Souls 1 had a remaster, and Demon's Souls had a remake. So I know it less. It lasts a lot, and I don't know, I also think it's the less loved one in the community. So like... No, sorry. No, yeah, Bloodborne is... came out before that. Sorry, after Dark Souls 2. So that's the main reason. No, yeah, I know that a lot of people... I think that the Dark Souls 2 topic is basically either it's your favorite one, or it's the one you like the least, basically. And yeah, it works, I think, pretty well with challenge runs, though. Also, I mean, I'm not making many videos on games that aren't Elden Ring nowadays. And if I do the occasional, like, Dark Souls 1 or 3 video, I also do it because I know I can do a whole run in a lot less time than Elden Ring. Whereas I don't know Dark Souls 2 well enough to actually be like, okay, yeah. If it's going to take the same amount of time as an Elden Ring one, might as well make an Elden Ring one, right? Unless I have no, like, idea for a run. But yeah, it's not... I'm dead? I'm alive? It's not like I don't want to make videos on them. It's just, it's more of a... I still haven't had the occasion to do videos on it. What happened there? Oh, come on, what's this pattern? And yeah, I guess we'll be using the... We'll at least try out the giant whip. I mean... It's a whip. It's a whip only run. Why not? Did we even... Yeah, that's the first frost. Well... Yeah, this fight is always working as intended. I don't use Blood on Step because I forget that I have Blood on Step, basically. Probably didn't even need to roll that one. Also, yeah, did the Opium train for Bloodborne Remastered start already? At the Game Awards? Or is it just going to be the Elden Ring DLC? You got a stagger? Also, I've never done Sekiro videos. Because I feel like it's hard to find challenges. That was a horrible claim pattern. I think it's harder to do find challenges for that game because it's much less restrictive for a challenge run. I mean, you don't have weapons basically. Basically, every doable and also like not doable challenge was made by Lilagi. So like, no, I mean, Bloodborne is probably not getting a remaster, but it's I think the game that most people want to get a remaster. And there's always somebody being like, oh yeah, Bloodborne announcement. Also, like, for Halloween, the, I think, official Sony account, either Sony or PlayStation account, made a post with, like, basically a fraction of the cover for Bloodborne, being like, oh, you know what... Oh, didn't recognize this attack? Being, oh yeah, do you know which game is this? Probably because they were like, I mean, it's like sort of horror themed. It was Halloween, so it was like to have some engagement, and everybody started screaming, being like, oh damn, it's going to be the remaster, it's the remaster. Then they deleted the post because they didn't realize what was going to happen. Or like, I don't know, didn't think about it at the moment. Also, can I say the giant is being like incredibly annoying in this fight? Like more than usual. Yeah, I agree that if they are going to make a remaster, probably should make the remaster after like a Elden Ring DLC and stuff. As they basically are, I don't know, eating their own plate. I don't know if there's a saying that works, but they're basically removing customers from themselves. So even if they do it, either it's a Elder Scrolls 6 moment when they're like, it exists, and then not talk about it for 6 years. Yeah, exactly. The sales would cannibalize each other. That's the proper term. Or I mean, hey, they are. I don't know. They are not going to announce Bloodborne Remastered, just so we're clear. Unless... No, they're not going to announce it. But maybe... I hope... I strongly hope for Elden Ring DLC announcement, though, at the Game Awards. Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, they made a bad CG trailer that showed basically the title of the game and, I don't know, a couple of mountains? What? 5 years ago? 4? 3? 5? I don't know. Too many years ago. And they said that the game will release 2026 at the earliest. I mean, I might be getting the numbers wrong, but like, yeah. I think it was also a like golden egg goose situation. Like, why we are not going to get Warcraft 4. It's because, I mean, Blizzard, it's even a company anymore. But like, am I dead? Thank you, Blood on Step. I never doubted you. Because Blizzard makes too much money with World of Warcraft, so it does not make sense to invest in Warcraft. It fell? That's a thing? Should get out of here, probably. Yeah. Did he get one blood proc in the whole fight, actually? The 3 was intentionally on the way of the attack. It was not like luck. Catch or kick. Just die! Okay. Yeah, he slipped. Oh. I mean, hard, not insanely hard. It's just annoying because it lasts like 15 minutes. Also, I should have used eaten the gold foul foot. Yeah, I remember the glitch that made him fall and die. Instantly die. Bloodborne 2 on Switch only, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that saying I hate World of Warcraft is a hot take anymore, honestly. Maybe in 2008. Nowadays, people are probably like, yeah. I mean, the company isn't great. People that like the game don't like the company. Usually. And a bunch of people don't like either. That said, I've not played World of Warcraft in like the longest time. So, I don't know. It was kind of fun back in the day. I never played it a lot though. Like, always I was a kid that didn't have money to like have a monthly subscription. So I think I played more of like free trials for the first 10 levels. But I like Warcraft 3 a lot. And I will never forgive World of Warcraft for basically being like Warcraft 3 will never come out. 4, sorry, will never come out because I mean too much money on Warcraft, on World of Warcraft. You have to invest money to make a new game. So it's like you have to invest money to make a new game that may go badly, and the lore of the game advances like one Warcraft main series game is basically, I don't know, 6 years of World of Warcraft lore-wise, maybe more. So like, yeah, it's a huge effort for less money, basically. And that said, I heard that Final Fantasy XIV is the actual, like, good MMO nowadays. And I'm too scared to actually play it. Because I'm scared my life will be over by that point. So I'm like, I'm trying to be careful, basically. About every MMO. Stack up. +2, +1, +2, +1. I level up Vigor. Also, I level up Endurance first. Yeah, Fair Giant Whip, and we'll look it up. Also, the Fair Giant Whip, I'm pretty sure is... yeah, for sure it's Sombers. It costs 10k. Also request 21 faith, that's fine. Also the other whip costs faith too. 18 faith. Flame Dance, imbue the red blade with giant flame and lash out in a wide range with a series of agile swings. Huh. I guess our final build will probably be like putting 10 levels on... Sorry. We have 8, so this requires 21, so like 13 levels in Faith, and fight Radagon and maybe Malenia with it. And 18 Strength too, just to be annoying. 10k. Do we have 10k? Oh yeah, we have it here. Yeah, the Magma Whip has 18 faith. So it's like... I mean... At least we can use both by leveling up just faith. So yeah, we'll probably use both the fire whips. Okay, so... You got to the... I'll talk with Pia a bit to get the armor here. That is pretty good. And then... where should we go now? I guess... towards Astel and all the other... that, like... I think, yeah, we should go towards Astel, the deer... stuff like that. Yeah, I guess maybe like Wirlow Flame could be considered a whip, but I mean... I'm guessing I won't use it. Just to get... we'll get a couple more levels against Astel and the other guy. It's more of a... it's more of a... If you want to be cheeky about it, you can be like, oh, it's like a whip. But honestly, I won't use it. What scares me a bit is that we don't do that much, like, status effect damage. So Rykard might be a problem. But I mean, we'll spit blood on it, and he'll die after a certain amount of tries. And we have to give the dagger. Okay, yeah, I'm doing the quest now because else... It probably works the same way, even if you just burn down with the giant. But I don't know, it felt correct to do. Also, do you have any idea on which talismans are good in this game? Because... like, we have 2 free slots at the moment. We probably could take the stamina talisman, I guess, because it gives you stamina. The stamina regeneration, I mean. Maybe the one that lets us heal more HP with the flasks. But they are like... yeah, R3 favor. I mean, at this point we'll probably go for the... where is the +1? I remember the +2. That I guess we'll take... yeah, R3 favors, definitely. Okay. Also, this time I won't get fooled. And I'll kill the Omen Killer to get the helm. We might need it later. Millicent's one, yeah, maybe. Or like the Winged Sword Insignia. Oh, also, yeah, I have to. Almost forgot. I mean, we... okay, we're taking more damage just because in the old run, but... and the damage? Okay, no, okay. It's kind of easy. Okay, so this one is a stone, but this is the Omen Killer Mask. Is this the right one? Increases strength. Okay, yeah, it's +2 strength. I'm guessing we are going towards Rani then. I think it makes sense to do those like Astel and the Deer because they're easier. We get like those 100, 200,000 more runes, and then we go towards the Godskin Duo. That scares me a bit. The ritual shield is the increased defense one. Also, sorry, I have to change the Arts of War on the whip. Yeah, I guess the ritual shields one are probably decent. And I don't remember. Wait, we lose plus 20 minus 40, okay. I never managed to remember where we find the... No, okay, I remembered. We'll have to get the wet blade that allows us to get keen enchantment, keen affinity on weapons. And it should be near Misericord, if I'm not remembering... If I remember correctly. If I recall correctly, sorry. The right expression. Oh, increase defense when HP is full. I have the increase attack one on me. So, yeah, probably also the ritual shield one is usually like decent. I have the... This one is the increased attack one. I don't think that having like a setup for Red Tearstone Ring is feasible in this run, where we are actually like quite tanky. I don't think there are anyone that work for whips in particular. Yeah, we could get the Dex one. Does that. Wait, there was a Loretta also in Dark Souls 3? Didn't remember that. Oh, where is the ritual shield at the capital? Because I'll have to get it now before it's buried by ashes, I guess. Usually a good... in life, in general, if you can get something now, because it might be buried by ashes later, probably makes sense to get now. Okay, the Colosseum door. Okay, I'll go get it then. Did I miss the tower? That's the first tower. Oh, it's here. Fire Scorpion, maybe for later, yeah. The Fire Scorpion is at... it's called... Yeah, it's at Volcano Manor. Yeah, we got it last run, I think. Oh, yeah, Loretta's bone that you find. Yeah, now I remember. So yeah, that's the bone. There isn't the actual, like, NPC. Yeah, true. Forgot about it. And we'll get it for later, I guess. I don't know. It might make sense. Maybe the damage increase we take with the Scorpion Charms does not make sense in this run. But we would just do like a bit more damage with Fire Whips and stuff. Okay. I still have to... Did I talk enough to her? No, yeah, I did not talk to her enough. Never understood why they don't allow you to teleport away before talking to the characters. It might be because they also want to show you, like, that she's really strong. So she can be like, no, you won't teleport away until I decide that you can teleport away. But I'm not, like, 100% sure on it. Yeah, the Dragon Crest Great Shield is probably what I'll get. Also, Blight wasn't there, right? Because I didn't talk to him enough. Or because Radan is already defeated, I guess. I don't know. I'll do new Dark Souls 3 runs in the future, for sure. For the moment, up until like Christmas, I don't think it would be... Yeah, I mean, teleporting would mess up the quest, but like not that much. Like, yeah, you basically can't see the folks down here in the you basically probably would miss the guys here, I guess. And they don't want that to happen. And maybe it's a good enough reason. But like... Wait, is Knight's Sacred Ground the wrong one? No, it's the right one, okay. Never remember the names here. But yeah, it's not like you do something about the quest here. Ranni tells you, go get that thing, go get me the thing. So it's like... also, yeah, Dark Souls 3 parries only. I don't think it's doable. Like, many bosses and stuff cannot be parried. Critical attacks only is like more feasible already, but I think someone may have done it already. Not sure. Yeah, if you teleport away, you probably miss Luvis and Ishi. But I mean, yeah, I guess. Also, yeah, no, it doesn't. You don't need to actually talk to them to understand what you're going to do. Maybe, I mean, an Iji, you may have already found Iji before, and if you don't know where Iji is, you won't find him anyway. Like, talking to him doesn't increase your odds of finding Iji. So, I don't know. Okay, we did that. We go to Ranni again. Yeah. Go to Ranni again, but I mean, I don't know. It's I just feel like it's like a kind of weird choice. But it's cool. Yeah, critical attacks only, Dark Souls 3. Maybe I seen someone, I didn't watch the video. I think I saw like a thumbnail or the title of a video of someone doing a FromSoft game, critical attacks only. It might have been Elden Ring.
Even in my, it is in my soon must.
But like, I don't know.
It was but what I too.
Also, we are not going to actually do Ranni's quest, so we won't have to fight Fake Blade later. I don't know, it's always a bit like... I don't know, yeah, critical attacks only, Dark Souls 3. I'm thinking about which bosses are in the game and which one you can parry and crit. Pretty sure you cannot crit Vort. You can maybe riposte Vort, but you would have to do like infinite, like super long calculations about which weapons will deal him enough damage and enough poise damage to then stagger and kill with a riposte. And it's, I mean, and you did damage without critical attacks, so I mean, the Eudex Gundyr is repostable, obviously. It's parryable. Then you can parry. You cannot parry the priests. How are they called? You can riposte Vort, but you cannot parry Vort, I think. I'm pretty sure you can riposte Vort. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I'm starting to have doubts, but I think you can. Then like the Legion is repostable. Yeah, you can parry them. The Dragon Slayer armor, I don't think it's repostable. Midir is for sure not repostable, but you can stagger and critical strike. I don't know, it would be weird because it would be like a bunch of bosses aren't parryable, and so it would be like which of these bosses can you like kill with a critical strike, but you have to get lucky or like good calculations, or you have to be like I missed. You have to be like Like, usually, like, in my challenge runs, you cannot do damage with something that isn't allowed in general. So for me, when I think about a critical only run, I'm like, okay, so I can only deal damage with critical hits. But obviously that's not feasible. You cannot do that. Unless you think like critical hits are hits when the boss is like moving around and it takes 40% more damage. I don't know, it seems like it would be a bit weird rule-wise, and you would have to like waste time in the video explaining the rules and why it makes sense that you're using the rules that way. And it would be probably like very hard to do. It would probably take a long time, and like maybe you would have to actually, I don't know, do some calculations and stuff on bosses. So I don't know. I think about it. For now, I don't think it's like likely that they'll do it. I don't know. I mean, it might always happen. Coolest looking or best spell in Elden Ring? Huh. Comet Azure? If it's a matter of the one that is at the same time coolest and strongest, like it's a... There aren't two different categories, it's the same contest. You have to be the coolest and the strongest. I think it's Comet Azure. Then people are like, oh, I don't like Comet Azure because it's too strong. I mean, I know that the community doesn't like it too much because it's probably like very strong. So it's like looks a bit cheesy at times. It looks very cool. If it's not that one, I'd say the Black Blade is called. The incantation you get after beating Maliketh. If not that weapon, coolest. If just coolest, I don't know, there are a bunch. The rain is looks very good. The moon spell is also very good, and I still think that Comet Azure and Black Blade are. I don't know. I think it's somewhat of a personal taste matter. Because also like lightning, the dragon spells where you like summon lightning weapons and use them to attack are pretty damn cool in theory at least. They're not very good, but they're very cool. So I think it depends if you like more like of a dragon lightning spell or like a classic rain that deals damage and stuff. I'd still maybe go with Comet Azure. It's a Kamehameha. Come on. I know that the whole Latin America would be on my side. Okay, now do we need something here? No. Inescapable Frenzy is cool. I think all Frenzy weapons are pretty cool. I don't want to talk to Rani. We don't need to actually do her quest, so... Also, here is a thing that I learned in the... doing the last video. Okay, didn't work, I think, but... Or maybe it did. If you... No, I think it worked. If you actually get the... rot while standing on firm ground instead of being in the lake, you take a lot less damage. Yeah, it did work. Yeah, I think it scales with max HP too. So like, Swarm of Flies is cool. Yeah. Ancient Dragon Lightning Strike can deal more damage than Comet Azure. Yeah, can is the problem in that sentence though. Comet Azure is easy to hit. Has a very broken combo with It's a very broken combo with how it's called. The infinite cerulean, the infinite FP flask, cerulean tier maybe, and it's easy to eat basically. So it's like it's easy to basically cheese or one shot a boss fight with Comet Azure. Like there are a bunch of bosses that are not actually a fight thanks to Comet Azure. Yeah, Moog takes it, Godric takes it, Fortisax takes it while shouting. I mean, with Godric, if you're fast enough, or you have, I guess, enough damage, you can take him down. You can take him down before he goes into phase 2. Like, he does not get to rip the head of from the dragon. He does before that. So, like, I mean, pretty insane. Also, I mean, there are obviously, like, edge cases and stuff. I don't know, beating the game as a boss, there are a bunch of... I don't think I have the technical knowledge to do it, but there's a guy that made a bunch of videos on them in Dark Souls 3, and I think also in Elden Ring, and I think it's a great video idea, basically. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, the Moog's fight is kind of cool. I think it's... I don't know. It's my only problem is that there are two of them, but the fight changes enough in phase 2 that it's fine. Okay, we did a lot of damage. I forgot to roll. Straight up. It was a bad roll, but like it always works. I think I did not roll that one properly, but I did not take damage, so like, who am I to complain? I managed to get Radahn's meteor attack working, that's like super cool. And also I feel like there's a bit of... I don't know if it's honor is the right word. And I would not get angry if like another content creator did a challenge that I already did. Or a challenge that I did in a different game and like... basically did it themselves. Because I mean it's... You put your own flair, your own stuff while doing a challenge. But there are, I think, some challenge ideas that are a bit more personal. Like, if I made Can You Beat Elden Ring as, I don't know, a certain boss, most people watching the video would either assume that I'm the other guy seeing the thumbnail, or be like, yeah, the other guy did it and I then did it. I don't know if he would be bothered by it, but I think there's a bit of like... I don't know, unspoken rule among content creators that it's someone has a very like specific challenge idea or stuff that they do, you don't copy it from them basically. Also, I mean, in case you don't know, it happened with Dug and Point Crow, where like chats in general and people were angry and were insulting Point Crow because Point Crow did a challenge that was like, if I say some word, like if I say elephant, an elephant spawns, stuff like that, while playing Breath of the Wild. And people were angry because it was a thing that Dug made. But the point is that they are actually friends, and Dug actually was like, yeah, this is how I do it, and help them out in like doing the challenge, I think. So it's like, I don't know. People always get angry on the internet. I don't know if that grab attack has a working hitbox, because it's the second time that I basically got hit but didn't take damage. Also, yeah, I guess he did it in Elden Ring too, now that I think about it. Or yeah, you can import a Dark Souls 3 boss in Elden Ring, I guess. That would be actually a good idea, honestly. Also, yeah, Doug is a great creator. And I could end up like ripping off the if I say something, X thing happens in the game. In the future, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I don't have the infrastructure and the online presence to do it at the moment. Because, like, you need a big enough... and if you have seen those videos, the point is that chat is always, like, saying stuff or donating money, or they can, like, maybe play videos on screen and stuff. Or, usually it's, like, they have to answer what chat is asking. To make it so it's, like... They have to answer. I mean, you have to need a big chat presence, so it's more interesting because you risk saying the wrong word, and like everything blows up. But I would beat Elden Ring as Black Knife Tish. That one looks like a good idea. I don't know. That one looks like the easiest run in the game. And maybe the most fun. And most importantly, I can play as Tish. That's like big up. Can I beat Elden Ring without saying Mamma Mia? Impossible. I would have to play without the microphone on. But it defeats the purpose of the video, I guess. I'll say... Oh no, it's here. But yeah, basically the way to make YouTube videos and stuff and ideas, it's the classic... you steal it and you twist something about it. So like, it works pretty well. Especially if you like copy other games and stuff. Also, talking about like point crow and stuff, I might do a couple of videos on Breath of the Wild 2 if that releases. Because it's I mean, I love the first one. It looks like a very good game. I mean, I don't know. The first one was great. So I'm assuming the following one will be good too. And there can be like a ton of different challenges on that game. So maybe I'll do... In case you were wondering, I'll probably do like a video on that on Breath of the Wild when it releases. Also, when is the release date? Like April, March? It's later than that. Did I... No, yeah, I did all of them. Okay. Did I not heal? So I can go straight to the fight? Cool. So yeah, we're going to beat here the deer, and then I think we can go for the Godskin Duo. There's nothing more we need to do, right? You could go towards like the Malenia path, but I think Niall is going to be kind of annoying in this run. So probably we don't want to do that. I mean, we want to do that as late as we can. Let's see. I mean, it's an early game boss, so he... Okay, yeah, we did a lot of damage. That was a misclick, but we still did a lot of damage. I mean, unless it heals like 50 times, but like... Niall, yeah, he has less resistance, but these whips deal strike damage. Because they are basically chains. So, that's cool. I'm being aggressive because I don't want it to heal, and I'm going to die because of it. I mean, almost. Also, it can heal like twice decently. And then it heals for like nothing, basically. Yeah. Kill Bambi run. Yeah. Kill Bambi's mother run. I think that like eating deer probably it depends where you grew up. It can be like very common and easy or very like strange and hard to find. I think I ate it once, like, in my life. At like a place that made like they gave us everybody has like had like a hidden stone, and you had like 15 different small cuts of meat of 15 different like cuts or like animals, and one of them was deer, I think, but it was years ago, so like I missed. Okay, now even if it heals, it should be done for. Yeah. Also, yeah, if you're like hunter friends or like part of your family are like hunters and stuff, it's probably way easier to eat it. Okay, so this is the easy optional bosses are done, and I guess you can go for the Godskin Duo. Also, yeah, it would have been cool. A barbaric roar moveset for the whips would have been kind of cool. I don't know, I feel like they put them in the game because they wanted to be in the game, and because Miyazaki is a masochist. Actually, I'm not making it up. There are a couple of interviews. So I think they want to have whips in the game, but they never do like interesting stuff with whips. Like, yeah, there's the whip it around to do magma and lava and fire around. But I don't know. I think they could have done something more like weird, cool. Like, I don't know, a magic whip that you start to whip around and you have a double, like a sphere protecting you because you're whipping the whip so fast. That it basically makes a sphere around you that deals damage, stuff like that. I don't know. They could have done something more interesting, I think. I feel like. I mean, it's still a great game. There are tons of weapons, so like can't be too angry about them not making whips super cool. But still. As always, we have to watch a bunch of this cutscene, a piece of this cutscene for the joke in the video. Oh yeah, like whips that ignore physical armor. Or like, yeah, a phantom whip. Stuff like that. Oh, you can actually hear when I'm drinking. Like, yeah, phantom whip that... Or like a lightsaber-like whip, where you have just the handle. And you use it and it... You basically summon it, I don't know. I think there are a bunch of, like, possible ideas. A whip that grabs enemies. Yeah, exactly. Like a whip that you use it and the weapon art is like you take someone and you pull it... and you pull it towards you. And you like shout, come over here.
You shall burn.
Oh yeah, in the Manus 81 run, I was drinking like a madman. I mean, we'll look at animation.
Burn for the sake of the new lord.
I get that making a whip that like removes resistances from an enemy is probably too strong. Like a defense down whip, where the idea would be like you hit them and you remove a piece of armor, stuff like that. You know, you you ruin their armor would be maybe too strong. I don't know. Or even like a whip that is the tongue of an enemy. How cool would that have been? Like you kill an enemy and you like I don't know, the deer or something, and the whip is like the tongue of this any amphibian like looking enemy.
Of destiny.
I don't know, there are a bunch of like... Okay, we can skip now. There are a bunch of like cool ideas that could have implemented, I feel like. I always think there's something behind me. You just waited 55 minutes for the class meeting link that probably lasted, should have lasted an hour, I guess. Yeah, sticky whip, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's an unexplored weapon class, and maybe it's just them doing stuff step by step. The whip in Bloodborne was cool. I don't think it was very good, but it was cool. If you didn't play Bloodborne, and statistically you didn't, it's a walking cane that basically becomes a whip. Oh, it was supposed to last 20 minutes. Yeah, sucks. So yeah, it's basically a walking cane that becomes a whip. Super cool idea. It's not very good. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's more weapons, so they probably would think about, like, should have made like the whip properly. But I don't think that making a couple of whips differently would need like a overhaul. And also for the backstab animation and stuff, just make so that I use the whip to choke him. If it's the riposte from the front, just make it like you do a cool move around and you hit it with a whip. I guess it's like you have to do more work just for a class of weapons. Because every other weapon class, it's the same animation, basically. For backstabs and ripostes. But I don't know. I think it's better. Maybe I like more the Dark Souls 2 version, where you just punch them with the whip in your hand. At least you can riposte. I did not play the new God of War because I don't have PS5. I'm hoping that I'll be able to find some, since now there's like Black Friday, Christmas and stuff. So I think that maybe, I don't know, maybe they are like keeping like the consoles for when you are near Black Friday or Christmas. Sorry, yeah, I played God of War 2016, and I played every other God of War that they ever made, aside from Ascension. Because I never heard anybody say anything even remotely decent about Ascension, so I didn't play it. I forgot about it, honestly, and I didn't play it. But I did not play Ragnarok. It's the third time it has lagged in this today. I don't understand why. But I mean, we started 3 times. Yeah, Ascension existed. It's what I heard about. And my favorite one would probably be the third one. Also, I don't know if I played all of them. I played 1, 2, 3, and the 2 for the PSP, and 2016. Okay, so everybody's favorite enemy is here. And yeah, I was thinking about like playing it at release because I don't think there are many like doable. I don't think there are many doable challenges. Like maybe you could. Again, I didn't play the game, so I don't know. I didn't play the game, but it feels a bit like if it's like 2016, it's a bit restrictive. It does what it wants to do very well, but you don't have like a ton of options and stuff, and it's basically impossible to mod like you would mod how it's called Sekiro. So it's not here, it's on the other side. It's on the other side. So it looks like a bit tough challenge wise, unless it's like just a make the game insanely hard challenge. So it's like, okay, can never get it. Like can never get it. Not upgrading the weapons, not using skills, only leading damage with like the boy. That one was doable. No, there are some like Kratos only moments in the first one. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like a bit tough to actually make a challenge on. I played Bloodborne on the PS4. Regular PS4 too. So 30 FPS. A lot of fun. I wanted to fall on the other side. Oh, you can still do it. Okay. I'm not... I guess I am watching the World Cup more than I would like to. Because of all the, like, Qatar and stuff. But I'm having the match in the background, like, in the evening, while I'm playing Pokemon with friends. Basically. So, not putting too much attention to the match. Also because they are, like... they are like it's a bit weird. In Italy, we pay some taxes are towards some public television channels that are sort of run by the state. It's not like propaganda stuff. It's more like a way to have a sort of it's like a way to have television that isn't too partisan, basically, because it should not be partisan. Then again, but this means that everybody pays for it, so there's like a channel that everybody can access with like no paying or stuff that allows you to watch. That allows you to watch basically the football, like basically every program that is on Italian television. And in the evenings, usually one football match is watchable there. So yeah, I'm basically watching like one game per evening while doing something else. Yeah, it's a media tax basically. Also, it's always it's a bit of a not everybody in Italy likes it. I would argue most people in Italy don't like it, but it's a bit of a specific and weird argument and situation. So like, also I should probably. Okay, we deal no damage. It's going to be a nightmare. But there are a lot of people do sports betting on matches in Italy. Not with like huge amounts of money, but it's kind of common to bet some amount of money. No, this is regular new game. That said, yeah, we need to at least get those. Wait, there's one here for sure. I'm thinking where the other ones are. Okay, so one is here for sure. It's not one, and one should be before going up, so it's here. Okay. And that said, I never bet money on any football match. I'm not that into football, honestly. I'm probably more into football than the average person in the world. But since everyone in Italy is really into football, on average, obviously, I'm not in the Italian people that are into football, like, I'm not that into it, basically. Yeah, I know I can get Ragnarok on the PS4, but I know I would want to buy a PS5 anyway, because there are some games that I want to play there. And, I don't know, I want to play it, like, at its best possible showing, so I don't want to, like, play it on the PS4 and maybe not like it that much since it's on the PS4. Also, I have a regular PS4, I don't have a PS4 Pro. And I heard that it runs, like, decently. But yeah, I don't know. Then again, if, like, I don't know, 3 months from now I won't have a PS4, I'll probably buy... I won't have a PS5, I'll probably buy it on the PS4, I guess. Just to play it. I don't know. My PC, I have a 3070. RTX 3070 and a 5900X. Radeon Ryzen 9. Ryzen 9 1500X, I guess. And, like, I don't know, 16 gigs of RAM, a couple of hard disks. Nothing, like, too relevant. But I can run... And I usually play on a 4K screen. Like, obviously the game is in 1080p, and I'm not a psychopath, so it's not, like, windowed. It's, like, full screen in 1080. I know that there are streamers that play windowed. Like, the game is in, like, a window that is, like, a fourth of the screen. I think it's insane. So yeah, I'm actually playing rescaling the resolution. And I don't think there are any other relevant specs of a PC. And I'm playing on a PS4 controller, because the GameCube controller I used basically melted, was destroyed. Like, one at a time, the buttons stopped working. So I think it has, like, maybe one working shoulder button now. And 3 of the front buttons work. And I wanted to open it up with a screwdriver for, like, the past 6 months. I didn't do it. Also, it wasn't, like, an original GameCube controller. those ones are like pretty sought out, pretty expensive. It was like a the hero. I don't remember what it's called. There's a specific like there's a specific like company that makes controllers for Nintendo stuff, and is like officially licensed, I guess, and they are like quite cheap, and they're, I'd say, decent for the price you pay, basically. Oh yeah, I mean, gaming on a laptop is like not super fun. It depends. It depends if you have a laptop, you have a laptop with a monitor, which kind of laptop you have, but like country girls make do, basically. If you have that one, you need to use that one. It's not like... I mean, wait, most content creators have only one monitor? This thing you just said scares me. Honestly? I thought... Maybe it's just the Twitch streamers that have like 4 monitors. Why did I come up here? Maybe it's just the Twitch streamers that have... Oh, because this one is also a church. Haha. I'm smarter than myself. The Twitch streamers usually have like at least 2 or 3. I personally have 2. I'm considering buying a 3rd one. But I don't have like enough real estate in my... Like I could... I don't know. I feel like it would use too much like space on my desk, basically. Yeah, I'm smarter than myself because I realized why. Because I was like, okay, I have to go to that... I mean, this is the fast travel way to go down. I want to go to the church, and then I realized I went in the wrong location because my brain remembered unconsciously, I guess, that was the usual road I take to get to this church, but I didn't highlight this church. Also, I guess if you're like most content creators don't actually make a living out of content creation and stuff, it's probably fair to say that they only have one monitor. Even though, honestly, if you work from home, having 2 monitors, it's actually, they did some like studies on it. Obviously, it depends on what's your job, but in general, like you work better. You work like you're more efficient if you're working with 2 monitors. I think after 3, it becomes a bit like redundant. So basically there are diminishing returns. But I think everyone that uses like monitors and stuff, and obviously, and that can afford it, because I mean, not like it won't be like, oh yeah, everyone should have a second monitor. It costs money, obviously. But I think, yeah, it helps out a lot. Oh, she can roll out of that? Yes. And regarding streaming on Twitch, I mean, I was pondering between streaming on Twitch or on YouTube when I started streaming. And I chose YouTube, as you can probably guess. Mainly because I already have a presence on YouTube. And like, a lot of people are also, like, Twitch streamers are trying to run away from... are trying to run away from Twitch because of the pay deduction. Mainly because of it. Mainly because there's like a cascade effect where you remove, like you make so that the top 1% of streamers, 0.1% of streamers get less money. Those top 1.1% of streamers are obviously going to be like, if I can, I'll go in another platform. Not obviously, but like, are more likely to go on another platform. So it's more likely than that like their public follows them in another platform. And so even if you're like, well, I mean, they only removed gave less money to like the very top streamers. Yes, but at the same time, it's also the streamers that pull the most amount of viewers. So yeah, basically people are running away from Twitch. Now a bit less than previously, but I started streaming basically when the pay announcement and like the moderation stuff was going on. I guess like some moderation stuff is always going on Twitch. So yeah, for that reasons I chose YouTube. But at the end of the day, like since I already have a presence on YouTube, I guess most of you here are here not because you were like looking for a Elden Ring streamer. You probably watched some of my videos, are subscribed to the channel, or even saw it like on the YouTube recommended. It was like, oh yeah, this sounds like a good run. But I'd say most of you are like subscribers. And I want to be a YouTuber first, streamer second. So I see streaming more of like live recording videos, if you will. More than like actually being a full-time streamer, having to be like, okay, I have to stream 6-8 hours a day because I'm streaming. No, I'm like, okay, I stream, I record the challenges, but then I'll make good videos on them. I wouldn't stream just because I have to stream. If I don't have like if I stream 2 hours and the challenge is over, I'm going to then stream. I'm not going to be like, okay, let's play 2 hours of Valorant. Because I don't really see value for myself in streaming Valorant since what I want to do is make videos. So I'll probably stay on YouTube, but I mean, never say never. Maybe like 2 years from now, Twitch change systems, or I get an offer from them to stream there, and stuff like that, and maybe... I mean, it's the tech world, the stuff changes very rapidly. So like, oh, so there is not a... Oh. I thought we had another healing stuff here. Oops. Also, yeah, 2 monitors are useful because mainly for like for streaming, because you have the game in one monitor and like chat and OBS in the other one. Some people have like in one they have like the game, in the other one they have like, I don't know, stuff like OBS and other like technical parts of running the stream. And in the third they usually have like a vertical monitor just with chat on the monitor. I don't have enough people chatting to actually like need like the huge the dedicated monitor for chat. And I guess it's also a thing of like habit. And that said, I usually like when I'm playing, when I like using my PC normally, I like having 2 monitors so that in like the second monitor I can have like a stream, I can have videos, content, or like if I'm writing a video, I have like the script in one side, the script on one side, and the what's it called, like the recording on the other one, stuff like that. So. Oh yeah, you do home, or you have something on a screen, like you have on the second monitor, the like stuff that isn't very important, or they're like it's in the background. On the main monitor, what you're actually doing. For work, if you like work on like coding or work on like I don't know, do paperwork and stuff, it's usually very helpful to like compare stuff on the 2 screens. So you have like, I don't know, reminders, requirements, documents on one screen, and rest in the other screen, basically. I don't know, should we like just go for the range advantage in this fight? It might be like mighty annoying, but might be mighty doable. I mean, the other whip has more range. Maybe it's about taking the... Oh yeah, you can use your... You have it like on the phone and do other stuff with the PC. Yeah, gonna take at least an hour. I don't know, we have to see, because now I just want to check. So do I go in the heavy load? I want to check if I can hit decently with this whip. And then it's not upgraded, it has weird stuff, but like the damage should be about the same. Because it goes a bit to the right. Don't know why, but the range is great. Doesn't connect. Unless I can hit the other one. Like, ignore the fact that we are dealing no damage. That we can fix. Can I... Like, do I have to... If I pre-aim it, do I hit more easily? And can I hit the noble with it, since he has a larger hitbox? I mean, he has more range sometimes, but like... Huh. Yeah, maybe I'll try the noble. I don't know if I can put parry on the whip. I don't think I can. Also, can they be parried? I mean, maybe you can put parry, but you can't riposte with the whip. So it's like useful, but not really. Okay, this is out of range. This is this is out of range too? No, so it's probably just a fake range. I had no stamina there. Was spamming the roll attack. The roll button. I didn't actually know you could parry them. I always think that like piercing attacks aren't parryable. Okay, so we aren't doing so hot. We might have to like rely on other strats. Also, I think the noble tech takes... I think the noble takes less strike damage. Do I have to talk to him like 3 times, right? And this might actually become another Flame of the Red Mains moment. Thank you. I mean, the problem is that bleed is not that good against them. Because you deal bleed damage scaling on their HP. Like, not on the total HP, on the HP of the single boss. No. Carrying Greatsword, swords. So we cannot use it. Swords and polearms that can thrust. And small and medium swords. So we cannot use it on the whip. Probably. I know it says swords, but never trust. Never trust what a whip can do. No, so not never underestimate what a whip can do. Okay, so. Okay, no, we cannot use it. I mean, we'll get Flame of the Redwings, I guess. Just because it's Flame of the Redwings. Did I not explore anything here? I got to the Great Bridge. I ignored everything else. I mean, should be about there, I guess. I guess it's still faster to go from here. Chat, do you remember any other like very strong Ashes of War that are like usable on every weapon? Because I don't. And I think the range advantage is not on our side. Like, it's not an advantage. Oh, that's the fourth one? No, we already got it? Oh, I guess. So yeah, I'm thinking Flame of the Redwings. I'm thinking we could go for the Sleep Grease, probably. Probably we'll end up going for the Sleep Grease, because it's usually pretty strong. We cannot use pots, in case you're wondering, because technically pots deal 1 point of damage when they connect. We could free aim pots so that they don't hit them. They just like go on the ground and they get sleep build up. But I think it's like a bit too much. Both rule of the challenge wise and also like actual doability wise. So I'm thinking flame. Also I'm thinking that I'm mighty angry, but like yeah, blood on step and positioning. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's just there's two of them. Maybe we'll go for Flame of the Redwings. I mean, we are going for Flame of the Redwings. Yeah, I know they're flame resistant, they can riposte, but I can hit both of them. And even if they are repostable, they will sit on the ground for a while. What is the castle? Oh, I completely missed it. I thought that the tower over there was like a tower on the castle, so it was going that way. It's an ambush? Definitely. But yeah, the fact that they are fire resistant is a good point. I know the poison, yeah, we could use poison. But it deals so like so few damage, it's probably not worth it. Like if there was like a rot wet blade, yeah, rot would be great. But like, just I don't know, just poison doesn't sound strong enough. So I never remember what's these beetles where it goes basically, and they got aggroed by the dog. Yeah, there's the rot grease. I guess we could use the rot grease. I think the rot grease though requires we have to reset the. I think rot grease requires unique materials though. Or am I wrong? So like we have a limited amount of them. Or it's just like faded flowers. Yeah, it was the onion butterfly, so it's limited. So just stand here. I don't know. And like I'm a bit brainstorming stuff. We'll see how much damage we deal. Oh. We'll see how much damage we deal with the Flame of the Red Wings, though. What? What? So I guess this is where we want to be? There's always like a zone where the beetle passes twice. Okay, we got the flame. Let's just try it out. Also, I think we can still have the kin scaling, so we don't lose like that much damage on the weapon. No, we don't actually lose any damage on the weapon, I guess. Okay, so Ashes of War, and we want to... This should be the right one. Flame of the Red Mane, skin. And let's see. Okay, it was the wrong one, but it doesn't really matter. We could go Frost and a Fire Whip, but I don't think they get frosted that fast. Though it's definitely like a possibility. Let's see. One flame. No damage. I mean... Does not look feasible. Honestly. Like 400 points of damage. After a riposte. Like after a stagger. Huh. That's a punish. Yeah, maybe it's just a position in battle. So I should probably get a couple more talismans. Because obviously it's dumb fighting with like no... That attack is as iframes. It's obviously dumb to fight without the full talisman setup. And one could argue it's also dumb to fight without having the whips at plus 23 at least. Wow. I mean, the damage... I mean, this try didn't go that... Like, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it would be nice if I could riposte, but I probably would not be doing this challenge. No, yeah, the problem is not that I have another use for the Trina Lilies. The problem is that if I have not beaten them with the Trina Lilies, I'm like, now what? Like, I can do that strategy for a set amount of time, and then it's like... Okay, I can't do anything else. Wait, can I hit them through the pillar? No, it recoils a bit, but like... The problem is that they can hit through the pillar too, so like... Maybe it's just a matter of like playing a decent fight, you know? It's always the worst thing you want to hear. Also, no, I think you can farm the Trina's Lilies. There's like an enemy that has a 4% drop rate. I mean, it's not going that bad. mean, it's going. I'm at like a third of my heals remaining, and I did maybe a fourth of their total HP. But like when one falls, it becomes much easier. Huh. Yeah, sleep or rot. Sleep or not. Yeah, I think like every grease technically can be farmed. And the basilisk has the relic of rot can drop it. Yeah, it's always like... Okay, so... I think they are hard enough that it might make sense to go at Castle Sol. Like, that fight is obviously annoyingly hard. And annoying. And hard. And hardly annoying. No, it doesn't work. So I think it might make sense to go towards the other way. We're not obviously going to beat Malenia before we beat them. Like, not insane. But we might want to beat, to go towards like Castle Sol. Then we like upgrade the whips a bunch. What? Not sure what happened. Then we can upgrade the whips a bunch. And after we upgrade the whips... Wait, there was something I wanted to get that... I mean, we will have more levels, I guess. We will have some talismans, because at least we can get the defense increased talismans there before Malenia. So it might be a good idea to go in this route. Also, just so we are clear, we could technically do a save state and like with like, I don't know, 20 sleep greases. Like 20 sleep greases and be like, okay, fine. Let's go for the... Like, if we run out of sleep greases, we reload the save state. But that's not a thing that I like doing too much, honestly. It's a bit like... It's like, I don't know, soft cheating. Yeah, it also... If I were to watch a video and somebody did that, I would be like... Fair? I would not be like angry, be like, oh yeah, didn't like the video. But it would still be like, maybe you could also have done it without it. So it's always a bit of a, I don't know, difficult situation to evaluate. That said, unless the people recording it is doing it on stream, it's hard that you will know if it was actually save stated or not. If they don't explicitly say it. If it was not recorded live, obviously I'm doing it live, it's not like I can sneaky save state, I don't know. I could go for some weapon buff miracles, but I don't know actually if it's the right approach. Like with the commander standard and stuff, I don't know. Thunderbolt should do... Yeah! Yeah, Thunderbolt should deal decent damage. Wait, he can... I thought that the barricades were there so that the lion wouldn't get in. I don't remember where I get Thunderbolt, but yeah. Oh, so yeah, sorry, using incantations would be against the rules. I was thinking of like weapon arts, like the commander standard and stuff like that. Also, again, debatable if incantations that don't deal damage go against the rules of the challenge, but I don't want to use them. I want to be like as conservative with them as possible. So how do I forget? Like there are 2 ballistas in the game. How can I? No, there are much more. But like, how can I always forget both of them every time I'm here? It's Elendel, okay. We might use it. It's good because it does like almost cheesy damage where you hit them from behind the pillar easily. Okay. Oh no, the Falcon is coming. Guess we are almost at the Grace. I guess we can try like one fight against the commander without like messing too much with our equipment. Sounds like a decent enough idea. Yeah. Golden seeds are always like... I guess... I don't know. I guess, yeah, somebody would consider using shields in general against the challenge. And I can see the point, honestly. So I probably won't do it. Let's see if we can do it even without, like, weapon art. I mean, if we stagger, yeah. Okay, so taking them out doesn't look that bad. I hate the commander. I drank an empty flask. Doesn't really matter, it's going to phase change animation. Alright. Let's see how much. Okay, damage is fine. Oh, damage is great. Undead? Yeah. Horrible roll, but like looks very, very doable. Also, yeah, you can riposte with the whips, but like... Yeah, no, the damage is fine. The damage is good. So we'll do him. I'm not going to do like the quest of the girl that gives you at the end the Somberstone, because I don't think it makes sense. Like we'll need maybe 1 or 2 final Somber, and I know where to find them. We don't need to like waste time in a dungeon, fight another boss and stuff. Let's see if we can get even more aggressive in. Okay. Bad timing. And we can stagger them out of their moves, so like... Okay. Yeah, the problem is that if they stand near the commander, it's annoying because the commander will also attack us. But I guess it's something we'll have to deal with. Ah. That's it. I mean, I should probably upgrade, put something in the flask, and get the... And get, like, a talisman. Like the stamina talisman, probably. Hey. As soon as I remember how to actually dodge his attacks, since I haven't done it in a couple of runs, it's going to fall. And I think if I jump to the side like properly, we can avoid that second attack. This is the strong attack. We should be... Oh, damn. Okay, he's going to be stay idling for, like, on the ground for a bunch of time. But I was too close to the wall, so I got hit by the explosion. That was luck. Just so we're clear. I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. Okay. I'm not fighting a great fight, just so you know. But it's like working out decently. Forgot about that attack. Okay, I'm dead. Haha. Yeah, era not resolved, made determination. That said, I'll first go and get the talisman here. And I never remember where the dexterity increasing tier is. So I get the stamina tier 2. Because I mean, I get not wasting too much time getting upgrades, but like fighting with 2 talismans effectively and without the physic flask, the physic flask, yeah, is just making stuff harder for no reason. Also here, it's where you can farm greases. And I guess I don't really have a reason to not use greases though. Like, I'm not using a bleed-infused weapon. So I'm effectively losing on damage if I don't use greases. Maybe bleed grease? I don't remember where we get the actual, like, recipe for it though. I remember where we get both parts of it. And it's obviously a bit more like mental overhead. Having to remember to do all the stuff, the fight starts, dodge, do the grease is over, reapply it. But it's worth it still. Do you sell the blood grease? Almost. So yeah, blood grease. I never remember the other greases where you like find them if they're useful. Aside from like the rot one and the sleep one that I'm always like too scared to use because they are limited. And do I have enough stone sword keys? One. I should need one. I think. I don't know, I'm thinking about what's like best for the run. But like... No, yeah, there are a bunch of merchants for stone sword keys. I just have to... I have to actually go there and buy them. Or is there someone that sells blood greases? Maybe? Okay, so... Pack of dogs ahead, yeah. Do we trade out again without the grease? I mean, we are here. I guess. Huh. eliminates the sound while moving sounds like absolutely useless. And at the same time sounds like it's better than nothing. So we go for better than nothing. Maybe it messes with like their... Okay, for a second I thought they didn't summon enemies if I went there without making sound. Maybe it messes with like their aggro because they can't hear footsteps. You never know how they made them in these games. Okay, so I feel like these early knights, we can kill them fairly easily. And even if like we waste one Niall on them, doesn't really matter. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters, nothing really matters. Okay, you got the point. Dodge? Not dodge because I only hit with one. Oh, come on. It was much less annoying in the previous tries. So here would be when we put on the grease. It looks feasible. That obviously sucks being hit by both attacks. I'm pretty sure we can avoid it. Come on, yeah, I thought it was perma stagger there. Okay, dash attack, punishable. No, yeah, honestly, I always fought Niall like that, where like some of its attacks like can have punishing follow-ups. They don't really care if I get punished, it happened, it's fine, we'll get him next try. The only attack you need to dodge is basically the lightning leg ones. And I'm getting hit by them, but like... Oh, see, we can... If we go to the right enough there, we can avoid it. That's great. Also, I'd like to argue that I dodged that one. I mean, 2 years. I think it's doable. Okay, maybe it's not. One Niall. Maybe if he does like the strong attack, I get a big proc, maybe a stagger. Maybe I don't miss every roll. Also, like... Heard that's like a pretty important part of the game. Goodbye. Hard clutch at the end. Honestly, hard clutch at the end. The bigger the clutch, the more I drink after. Oh, if I... Okay. Someone is asking if I consider doing like a hard challenge run, but with like seamless co-op. I think it actually would be a pretty like fun and interesting video idea. But I think it's worth like the additional effort basically in having to coordinate with somebody else. Only if like... I mean, the best way to do it is if also the other person is like a content creator. So you can like make a video and like there's a, I don't know, a mixing between the different channels audiences. Like I don't know, Iron Pineapple and I mean he actually does a bunch of videos with Vati video on them, but like Iron Pineapple and I don't know Sunlight Blade make a video together, stuff like that, or like Lobos Junior. So it's probably, but yeah, it's actually could be a good idea. Would have to think about a challenge hard enough that there need to be two people. I was thinking, but I don't know if it actually works, of doing a challenge where I play like seamless co-op difficulty, but I'm alone. So like the enemies are scaled for the seamless co-op amount of people. But it's like, yeah, but I'm alone and I'll try to beat the game. But I don't know if first of all, if you can actually rescale the difficulty. And then, I mean, I don't know, if you think about it, it's not that cool of a video idea. It's like playing the game at probably at New Game Plus, or New Game Plus 2. Well, maybe not, actually they probably just have more HP, they don't deal more damage. So it's like, can I beat the game if every enemy has like twice as much HP? Is not a cool video idea in title. Can I beat the game but I'm like forever alone? Is a better video idea in title. Yeah, you could also get, I was thinking of like, okay, I get some like a friend or somebody or like a different account and every time the fight starts the other person dies. But it would be a hassle to do. Like it would be a lot of work, coordination stuff. First of all, I mean, I would have to probably pay the person to spend 15 hours with me doing nothing and just dying as soon as the fights begin. And if I have to do it with like two accounts, I basically have to move two players. It's a logistical nightmare. So I was wondering if there was a way like in mod to scale the HP. Or I could just understand how they scale HP and fight every boss with more HP. I don't know. Oh, Michaela's Lily. Pog. Wake up.
Please, no.
Hear me. Love this guy.
Haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait. Well. Oh, you're finished. Because I beg you, you must.
Okay, no. We have it. Yeah. Latenna, for sure, we're going to give it to Latenna. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay, Secret Lands. And we go towards the Elix tree, I guess. I don't know, I'm still thinking of like what should I do against the Godskin duo. But like that last regular... I used the wrong talisman. But that last like regular fight went actually pretty well. So maybe I just have to upgrade the whips to plus 24 and then do it. I don't know. Also, I'm like pretty tired, so probably we'll get to the Secret Lands. Maybe we'll get to the Elix tree and then I'll stop. And in case you're wondering about like, I'm making obviously a video on the previous run, but I still haven't finished writing the script, so it will probably come out Sunday, Monday next week, at the like earliest, I think. And if I'll have finished this challenge by then, I probably won't start a third challenge. I will probably, maybe if like Monday I have to work on the video, I'll do it on Monday, and like maybe Tuesday we'll go back to streaming. I don't want to have like too many challenges in the backlog that I have to edit. And maybe, I don't know, in the future, maybe I hire an editor. But it's always like a weird, I don't know. It's a big commitment, basically. Having to hire an editor. At first having to, like, do some, I don't know, tryouts. Finding out if... Like, finding a decent editor. And then it's also a matter of, like, paying someone, having more, like, money that you actually have to spend. Like, if you don't produce anything, you still have to pay someone. So, I don't know, it looks like something that I don't want to do in, like, a week because I need to edit a couple of videos. I want to do it, like, thinking more long term. Let's say, I think maybe in the future I'll have one. I assume I'll have one in the future. But, like, you never know. Wait. We got, like, much farther than we should have, I think. I'm officially lost. Officially lost. It's here, I think. Okay, officially refound the way where I am. I don't know, yeah. The problem with paying people a percentage of what you make... first of all, well, it can make sense from the editor's perspective. It makes sense if you think the channel is going to, like, do much better in the future. But the true problem is that you would have to actually keep on, like, looking at the profits. Because, like, okay, let's say I pay somebody to make a video, to edit a video. The video comes out, and in the first month, the video earns me, I don't know, 2,000 euros. Let's take an even number. And I decided to split the 50-50. So, 50 for me, 50 for him. For them, sorry. The problem is that, yeah, after a month, it's 2,000 euros. But how much money is it going to be in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years? So it's like, yeah, you can do it, but you still... And multiply this for every video you make, and for, like, every... You will probably have more editors at some point. It's honestly a nightmare. I think the only way legally and, like, functionally to do that would be to have, like, a company. That, I mean, in Italy, like, you need basically have a company to pay taxes. I don't know how other countries work. You would need to basically have a company and give stake on the company to people. So it's like, okay, you are the editor, I give you, I don't know, 10% stake. So you get 10% of every earning you do. Of every, like, earning of the channel. And stuff like that. So I think it would be a bit tough. And also, I mean... to choose to do that for, like, an editor, you would be, like, have to be pretty sure that the channel is going to do well in the future. Because obviously you're going to get paid peanuts at the beginning. And if the channel is already doing well, then in a more, like, capitalist perspective, you lose, like, on a lot of money if you are the creator. Because you're like, okay, I know that I'm ready. I could pay you, like, I don't know, I could make 3 videos a month. 2,000 euros a video. So pay someone like 3,000 euros a month. Or I could be like, I gave you a certain perspective. No, yeah, a certain amount of money. It's always like a bit... Oh, yeah, no, I mean, don't worry. Obviously, like, input is almost always good input. It's just that I was I thought about doing stuff, not doing stuff, and I often also talk like with friends because maybe I'm thinking something I say to a friend, and they're like, no, 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 don't worry, you can just do this and that, or I don't think it would be a problem. I think that like hearing different opinions and stuff is always, it's basically necessary to progress in general in life. So I think that is probably the main problem. Even if it's not a money problem, I think it's a logistic problem. But I think it's correct to think about, okay, I'll pay like many big YouTubers and streamers. Like Charlie did it for, Charlie is most critical. Penguin Z0 did that, where basically all the profits from the short channel were given to the clips editor. So you had someone edit the clips and make a shorts only channel, and that person got all the profits from that channel. That again, it's peanuts because it's shorts. And you basically get no money from shorts. And I don't know, and now it's going to change, they're going to get like a decent amount of money from shorts. I don't know how he'll deal with it with his, the person that edits the videos. But it's a thing you can do, but I think it's a thing you can do in like smaller scale, basically. Okay, so we need just one more, I don't... If that one is alive, I don't think we can get up there. Sorry, alive. If that one is aiming at us, I don't think we can do it. Like, we are going to get sniped in a second. Yeah. Also, I don't know why they made these enemies so insanely strong. Like... Why? I guess, yeah, defending, you want to make me feel like it's going to be hard getting into the Helix tree. But like, they're strong. Yeah, they want you to suffer. I mean, I guess. Also, that jump is technically doable, but it's very hard. So yeah, we have to light this one up. We'll go in the Elixir and probably I'll end stream then. Yeah. So... Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Yeah, they just got the AK prototypes, I don't know. They learned from Ice Cube how to do it, I guess. Ah. Oh, true, yeah, maybe it's showing the power of the Albinolix during the Prime. That is probably the best, like, lore reason. Yeah. No, okay, yeah, you probably got it. Yeah, it's probably that one, that thing. I don't know, it's weird. I feel like Miyazaki only cares about, like, the lore in Souls games. And they feel like no interviewer ever asks stuff about the lore. Oh, you can just... Maybe it's meant to be like a bit... I don't know, not clear what the lore is and stuff. It always feels like... I mean... He's so into the lore, why there's no, like, IGN and stuff asking 1,000 questions about it? Or maybe, again, maybe they are, I just didn't read it around? I don't know. It still feels like a bit weird. Okay, so we are in the... I mean, we'll get to Loretta. It's still a bit early. Also, in case I I don't know if they fixed it, but you can technically get here without doing that part of the game, without having to light up the candles on the statues. You could like do a weird jump with the horse half bugged into the stairs. You remember an interview about Guinevere's large sons? Also, yeah, 4th time that the game started stuttering. Is this because I talked about Pokemon? Is this what's going on? And so it's like, yeah, I'll stutter too then, if it's not a problem for you. Best item in the game? I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. Maybe it's because... Honestly, yeah, probably the PC was running without being turned off since this morning, for sure. And I usually turn it off before having lunch, and then I start streaming. I didn't think it would be a problem, like... Honestly, maybe I have, like, Firefox open in the background. And I forgot about it, and it's like, yeah, it's using a bunch of RAM. Also, now, for sure, we can get one weapon to plus 24. I think we can get two weapons to... Sorry, plus 25. I think we can get two weapons to plus 25 now, though. Because in the previous run, we didn't get here, and we got one to plus 20... No, maybe it was like plus 22, though. Anyway, I think next stream we'll have to, like, upgrade the whips a bit. I mean, just because it makes sense. It's a good idea. I almost fell. Don't mind me. Just passing through. Also, we have Bloodhound Step. Keep on forgetting that they have Bloodhound Step. I don't know. We'll get to Lorette and that's it, though. I'm literally spent. And I have like 3 unanswered phone calls for some reason. So yeah. Yeah, I always forget Bloodhound Step. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm not used to having it. What? Did not work that well. So I don't know. I feel like the design of these areas, like Castle Sol, the Dragon Shrine place, and this city, was made by different people than like the rest of the game. I feel it's like much more linear, much less checkpoints, strong and a bunch of strong enemies in a row for no reason. I don't know. No, it's not a call from my mother, else I would have answered. Okay, so I'm spent. I'm like super tired. So it's going to be it for today. But you can find me here again tomorrow at 3 PM Central European Time, 6 AM Pacific Time, 9 AM Atlantic Time, and 10 PM Japanese Time to catch the stream again. I hope you had a good time, or a great time even. And yeah, that's it. See ya. Have a nice remainder of the day.